every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume. Go, go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. It's blood in my pen. Better yet, when your friends are them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you cursed his name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good, game home and sorry. They say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what a justice, put it in the song, alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what a justice, put it in the song, alright.
I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience with all these seductive photographs and all these one-off vacations you've been taking. Clearly a lot for me to take in, it don't make sense. Young East African girl, you too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day, when you figure out you're gonna need someone. When you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from. That sound like poetic justice. Poetic justice. You were so new to this life, but goddamn, you got adjusted. I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to the fun sex, your natural hair and your soft skin and your big ass and that sundress. Ooh, good God, what you doing that walk for? When I see that thing move, I just wish we would fight less and we would talk more. They say communication save relations, I can tell, but I can never right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. P.S.
You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what a justice, put it in the song, alright.
Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume.
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me okay? Thank y'all for coming to this live stream. I had another live stream scheduled, but what happened yesterday, y'all, I definitely got to talk about it because I think the conversation kind of went personal. So I'm just today going to attack the message. But thank y'all for coming. I am going to react to what happened last night. And then we are going to, I'm going to bring some people up to talk about it. But make sure y'all like the video and y'all weigh in or whatever. Also, let y'all know my monetization is paused because I'm verifying my new address. So if you want to say a whole lot or you want to send Cash Apps, go ahead and do that. Moderators will drop the Cash App in the chat. But we are just here to have conversations. The super chat is nice and all, but they take 30% anyway. So if you want to support, just go ahead and Cash App. But let's go ahead and speak to everybody that's here. So I seen Red Lipstick Vibes. Thank you for coming in. You were there last night, girl. It was a conversation. I hope people did not watch it. But if you did watch it, I know y'all got reserving y'all opinions. Hi, Miss Parker. Hi, Nurse Fancy. Hi, TT. Hello. It says, don't leave because your husband cheated. Work it out like our foundational Black American great grandparents did. We're going to get into that. Hi, Raw Dog Ronnie. How's it going? Hi, Candid. And we are live, ladies and gents, exactly like the video. Thank you, Savannah, for being here. Yes. All right. So, y'all. So let me just kind of brief y'all. So yesterday, and I noticed a lot of times on Crew Season, which I really like the panel and the conversations, but when I'm answering general conversations, I always realize when I give an answer, I'd be like, oh shit, did I just mess up? Because they take it so personal. And then I feel like I'm being insensitive to people's personal experiences when we're having general conversations. Like I've sat in conversations where on panels with women who dog single mothers, and I sat there and was like, oh, okay, they're not talking about me, right? So I'm gonna make this like a reaction to a certain timestamp. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know if I want everybody to react with me or do I want to react by myself, because this was a really good thing and I want to hear everybody's thoughts while I'm reacting. So this is what I will do. I will bring up everybody and we're going to kind of chit chat, and then I'm going to bring up the video and do it like that because we're here having a conversation. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm personally attacking them, but I'm definitely attacking the message, okay? For sure, because we cannot be saying, oh, women are for family, women are for this, but yet and still when your feelings get hurt, the family is on rocks. You gotta sit up here and sever everything. The kids gotta go through the fact that you telling them, you know what, mommy gotta go because daddy cheated. You shouldn't be telling the kids that anyway, but we know women do it. But let's have a conversation. Let's be honest, because we're gonna talk about women that break up homes when they feelings get hurt. Like, get out of y'all feelings. I'm learning that. Like, why can't y'all be there for a bigger purpose? We want those old relationships. We want those long-term relationships, but we can't go through the fire. The fire is hot. I get it. And if you can't stand it, get out the kitchen. That's what they say, right? But don't get married in the first place if you can't do the worst part. You good when it's good. But when it get worse, the man got to understand. Meanwhile, you can't really understand the same way he got to understand. So it's just a lot of unfairness that was happening in the conversation. What's up, OG Patrice? What's going on? Ooh, your name is Serpent. I feel like you should change your name. So I'll just call you X. Good morning. Hi, Tony. All right, so let's go ahead and let's bring up the crew because Sean, you ready? Okay. Hi, Sean. See, when they said married women, acting like married women don't cheat, Sean.
Yeah.
You tell me stories. All your girlfriends be married. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say like 97%.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go.
So hard.
Ricky!
What up, Ricky?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ricky.
What's happening, everybody?
What's good, bro?
Hey, everything's everything, my guy.
Hi, Peace.
Hey, what's up?
All right. I don't know if you watched it last night, but we are going to react to this for sure. So I started at the timestamp. You watched it?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch it, so I gotta see.
Okay, so we getting your real reaction. Sean was kind of watching it, but I wanted Ricky here because Ricky was gonna say something, and he didn't say it, and I wanted him to say it. But I'm gonna start from here because you was kind of cooking a little bit before you was. So let's start. I'll start from here before you started talking, Ricky, and y'all let me know if y'all can hear the video.
Right. It's funny how the sisterhood.
I cannot even think about it, to be honest. And I want to change the word for that reason.
I think it was like 146. So let's go straight right there. And I'm sorry, Sayeda, I love you, but you was losing me like hell last night. Okay.
The dating pool is trash. It's trash. Ain't no dudes out here. Ain't no good dudes out here. They trash.
It's got piss in it.
Right? Who peed in the pool? You know what I'm saying? Right? So They out here. That's all I'm saying. Do your job. We both should be doing our job. Is all I'm saying.
It's men now. Wait till after you drop the baby and they be right in your inbox. When you deliver, so I could take you out on the date. They be ready. That's crazy.
All right, Queen, go ahead, Queen. I know you're trying to jump in now.
So I think that lady, that's crazy to say that in the manner that she said it. I think when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Come what may. You play dangerous games, and I'm talking about married, and you start inboxing and texting somebody's wife, you'll find out what kind of man that really is, because some men will kill you behind their families.
Yes, they will.
You see it in the headlines all the time. So when you're telling wives to do their job, as a side chick, you better do yours. When you decide to cross that threshold and contact somebody's family, come what may.
So I just want to ask y'all this real quick. What is the side chick's job?
Suck dick and shut the fuck up.
What is the side chick's job? Because that's true in the most part, right? But I always say her job is the job that you're not doing. Anytime you look for a temp, it's because I need you to fill this position that is not being fulfilled. So why does the side chick have a job in the first place? It's not. It can't always be because, oh, he was a dog and he was doing it. I'm not dismissing that dog. You know what I'm saying? You have men like that, but women, like, we gotta be honest. We know the men that just be cheating to just be cheating. They was doing that anyway before you married them. That was the character. So what's your thoughts when they say that? Like, why does the side chick have a job in the first place?
That's what I'm saying, right? And that's what I said on last night's show before we got to this, is that a side chick is looking for you to not be doing your job. They are. Like, it's the same with a side nigga. They looking for a deficiency that you not holding up within that relationship, and it get capitalized on it. No, they probably don't know what it is. Hell, it probably don't even apply to them, but that's what let people in the door. I'm talking about, like, this the thing, right? Men don't really talk about this because women never listen, right? But women out here acting like they perfect and that no matter what, that some shit don't have no repercussions. It does. No matter what y'all say, look, okay, I fuck it, bro. Fuck it. Dude, this all gloves off. Fuck it, right? This the thing. In the same tone and verse that women talking about, they need a man to provide. They need a man to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? That we got to get them something to fuck with, right? Yeah, it's no different from y'all. Right? But the thing is, most women, they think they perfect. They think they perfect when in a relationship, when they not. Y'all not. Y'all think y'all perfect because y'all walk around and give each other compliments and smack each other on the ass and hype each other up with bullshit. Ooh, girl, no matter what. And then even with negative actions, y'all still get positive reinforcement from your friends, your family, your mama, your grandmama, your aunties, the dudes just trying to hit your job husband and shit.
I was literally just saying, when we're talking about cheating, and Peace, I'll get your opinion in on this. And Sean, because you're gonna have a lot on the subject. But when I was saying that, I'm like, well, are we just saying cheating just the sexual act? Yeah, that's the act. But we know so many women that cheat emotionally. So if, like you said, the dude at work, if you sitting there over lunch telling him all your business, venting to him, and you come home and tell your man, and he like, why are you telling him this? Why I'm looking at text messages, you telling this dude this business, or you confiding in him, this, and that, and the other. You want him to listen. I have heard women say, well, it was because I couldn't feel like I could talk to you. I needed somebody to talk to. He was there, and it just kind of happened. You know what I'm saying? But so why isn't it that same? You aren't providing everything in a relationship. You know when you're not. You know what I'm saying? You know. Why aren't you like, you know what? Maybe I was not providing the things that this person, I left the door open for a woman to even provide, even if it's shutting the hell up and giving some head. Like the two simplest things. You know what I'm saying? What you think, Peace?
I have to agree with Ricky. I feel like, when a man cheats or when a woman cheats, it's because they're stepping out because their partner in the relationship is not able to fill a certain void, whether it be something physical or something emotional. And so I think that you have to be careful, men and women, to not put yourselves in positions where the temptation is right there. And so I have to agree with someone in the chat who was like, you got to watch out for those work husbands, because that happens a lot. You know, when you are you're with someone, 8 hours in a day, and there may be some emotional void that needs to be filled. And then you go to work and you're expressing everything that you're feeling emotionally to another man. That man can then fill the void, and then that's another form of cheating. So so I have to agree with Ricky. I think that the side chick's job or whatever is to fill a void that isn't filled, but it's fake. It's not a real relationship. I think that they're selling you not a dream. What's the best word for it? It's not a real relationship.
A fantasy.
A fantasy, yeah.
Like a stripper.
Like a stripper, yes. So that's my thought on it. Yeah.
What you got to say, Sean? Welcome, Ronan.
Hey, it was good. Lucky you were cooking last night.
I got burned a little bit.
Man, side chicks do all the dirty work. They do the shit that your girl did a lot of times to get you. The shit that she did to get you that you never said you didn't want anymore. She just unilaterally decided that she shouldn't provide it anymore. Now we hear in these spaces is provide, provision, this and that.
That's it.
But nobody ever talks about it from the man's standpoint. If we went to premarital counseling and we talking about the importance of intimacy in our relationship, and it doesn't change. We went to marriage counseling after that didn't change for a couple of years, and now it still didn't change. What that tells me is that your ass just don't want to change it. And you probably are giving that pussy that I used to get to some other nigga, which somehow tends to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Some of us find out, however we find out. But at the end of the day, a lot of times in relationships for men and women, we leave gaps that somebody else will feel. And Peace Love just talked about it. What I call that is confidant pussy. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that you tell, oh yeah, he don't do this and he don't do that, and I'm like, oh shit, damn, that's wild. And sooner or later, that's why I'm my way into that pussy. You hear me?
Yeah.
It's the same in both directions.
That's what it is.
In both directions.
You say glad he's saying that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to say too, it's like this is what you call relationship time card fraud. That's why side chicks and side dudes are there. And I want to dispel this whole bullshit myth about it's low self-esteem about fucking around with somebody else. No, some people are strategic saboteurs. They see a break in a relationship. If they going, they going. Now, if you're entertaining it, that's something else. But if you don't want it, it's not going to happen. That's why I said, brother, say, hey, the whole protect and provide, whatever happened to the problem solving and procreation part. If you can't come to me with shit, I can't protect you as far as emotional stability. I can't provide you that either. And we can't build anything, which leads to the procreation part. So while you're looking for these emotional fluffers, now you're dealing with the consequence. And the kids are, and often we don't even talk about how the kids are going to respond to the shit you're doing because they see the shit you do.
Exactly, because the kids don't see that he cheated on you. Now they will see the emotional impact that she was speaking on, and I'll let it kind of play. They see the emotional impact, right? They see the fact that, okay, mom may not be this, maybe you guys are arguing, but I always think on a couple that are mature. You know what I'm saying? And I always think, okay, I did not know a lot of situations that happened with my grandparents until I got older and they decided to share. It wasn't anything. I'm glad they stayed together. You get what I'm saying? Through whatever it was, because they did it for us. They did it for the kids, the grandkids, so we can have that. We can see that unit. If everybody just thought on when you hurt my feelings or when something goes wrong or he cheats on me, but we're taught all men cheat. This is their nature. They have options. We want men with options, but we not trying to do the job to make sure he don't exercise them options. I'm not saying the situations where if he just want to cheat, he gonna do it. I'm saying in those situations where you can honestly assess the situation of a good man, which was the conversation, where a man steps out and you're not willing to self-reflect to say, you know what, this is a good man. What happened? does that no longer make him a good man? He didn't checked off everything on your list, probably but 2. And we understand, okay, now he severed the trust. You're not about to even find majority of the things this man probably did right back out there. And then when your feelings subside, you gonna want him back, or when you see him with another woman and he's giving her that commitment, he's giving her that loyalty. Now you trying to be the side chick to a man you just put back on the market. And it don't make no sense. So let me just go ahead. Y'all want to say something before I push play? I'm gonna just let this play.
What man? Because those 2 people took an oath before God, right? You're playing in a realm that you have no idea. He's playing in a realm that he has no idea. She's playing in a realm that she has no idea. There's consequences to that based on how you got married. If you didn't take an oath, then you good to go. If you just living with somebody, you good to go. But when you sat there and swore before God and you want to make a mockery, go right ahead. Go right ahead. So that's just my 2 cents. I ain't never pressed about no woman. I ain't even pressed behind my husband because I don't fear nobody taking shit away from me. If you took it, it didn't belong to me. I ain't chasing no man. I don't give a damn about no hoe. Period. She couldn't touch me, even if she stood next to me. I will never live by fear of somebody taking something or wanting something. It belongs to me, baby. You can't have it. And if that's what he chooses to go with, that's a fucking deal breaker. He gotta go. I'm not forgiving my husband. He's done. Period. Because that's what I stand on. That's when it becomes about me and how I value myself. It has nothing to do with give him another chance. No, he should have gave himself a chance and walked away. Period.
You said cheating is the
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you said cheating is the deal breaker, like one and done.
Hell yeah, for me it is.
That's why her man don't cheat. Because he knows.
For me, he gotta go. Because my job is to take care of myself. Mm-hmm. Human beings switch up on you all the time. That's why men cheat. Even when you take care of them. So don't live your life trying to please people. You live your life under God. And he'll give you the recipe to have a healthy marriage. Stop listening to all this crazy shit on social media. So what? Let her talk her shit and pop her shit. She's still bitter. She's still overweight. She's still DMing married men. Her life is not reflective of anything that any man wants. Y'all better start standing in your power.
Yeah.
I'm not against it because what you said was the scripture, which adultery breaks it anyway. So there's no right or wrong. So I get it. But I just couldn't imagine somebody together for like 30 years and y'all hit a rough patch and then one of y'all maybe is texting or something and you just like forget it. So Rashida and Kirk's situation is out the question.
It's pathetic.
It's out the question. He had a whole baby with her, with a girl that lived in their building. You're gone. You're done. Okay? You didn't just text her some little flirting. No, you had a baby with a girl that lives in our building. You're finished. I don't know what Rashida's doing. I'm sorry.
Well, she said the reason being is I brought that up because they had a lot of money tied in together. And a lot of the times it, you know, when they say like it's less, I don't want to say
cheaper to keep her. Or it's cheaper to keep him.
Yeah, but for both of them, like the things in the divorce, they would have to sever. And then a lot of times they feel like, dang, you gonna give all of that up because of this. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just brought that up.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And the reason I'm pushing so hard because people think of the narratives. Everything is fear-based. Everybody wants you to live in this corner, afraid that if you make the wrong move, you're going to lose it. Afraid if you make the wrong move, somebody's going to take your spot, right? Whether it's YouTube, whether it's being on a panel, screw all that. Like when we really think about the life that we're supposed to have, I'll stop. Let me get off my soapbox.
Nah, I love to hear. Tiff, go ahead, jump in. I seen you was trying to come in there.
I mean, you all are making really good points. And I was just thinking to myself,
can I just say something? Lucky, you're muted, babe. Okay.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, then I can hear you.
Did y'all want to say something? Because
Yes. I'm gonna have to. Okay, first of all, I'm kind of surprised by the chat. I'm not gonna look at the chat because y'all gonna get me started. But like, I just turned the chat off. I have to agree with Queen. I'm sorry. I can't be with no man after he cheated on me. What's wrong with you people? I can't be with no man after he cheated on me. I cannot. And then on top of that, I'm sorry, just the way that I'm set up, I can't do it. Like I can't lay down with a man after he's cheated on me. I can't. I'm just not set up that way. Just the same as most men are not set up that way to be with a woman after she's cheated. I can't do it.
Peace, love, family.
Why
I'm
not?
like Shiva in that way where I mean it would just be so many problems.
Why not?
Because it's more than just the sex for me. Like it's more like sex is more than just a physical exchange. Like I don't first of all, I don't have sex with a lot of men. I have a very, very low count. So if we're getting to the point where I'm exchanging, you know, if I'm giving myself to you physically, that means that we have connected, you know, spiritually, emotionally, all of those things. So it would just completely unravel everything. Like for me, I just feel like it's the ultimate form of disrespect of not only who I am as a person, but also my body. So
Right.
I feel like taking him back is like disrespecting myself. Just the way that my self-esteem is set up, I can't do it.
Right.
There's just no way I can do it.
Right.
Self-esteem or ego?
For you, right? For you, right?
No, it's definitely, I don't feel like it's ego. It's just that I'm one of those people where I'm kind of set up like Queen, where it's just like, well, I guess it's not for me. He's not for me if he decides that he wanted to step out and be with somebody else. I don't compete with other women. I only compete with myself. And I guess a lot of people may not believe that based on the comments I'm seeing, but there really are women who are set up like that. Like I'm just like Queen in that way. I don't compete with other women. I compete with myself. I don't think about the next woman coming in to take what quote unquote is mine. If it's not, what God has for me is for me. So if you quote unquote take him, that means that it wasn't for me or my season was up. Like, and I will figure out how to move on. That's it. That's all. I don't know how.
So basically what you saying, and this is what all women are saying when y'all say if a man cheats, that I can't stand it, I gotta go. The reason why y'all say that is because y'all find no value in that man.
Oh, absolutely not. I find a lot of value in that man.
No, you don't.
After he does something like that, then your value has significantly decreased, and then I can't respect you in the same way again.
So again, for an act that more than likely that man did before you, just like you did it before him, right? Again, even if he didn't cheat, it's something that he's already done. It takes all those data boys, everything that man did for you within that time frame, it takes it down to zero.
Okay, I'm gonna say 0 is dramatic. I'm not gonna say 0. I'll make it that's fair.
Hold on, sis. But if you leaving, if it's that bad that you can't stay, that takes it down to the 0. Let's be honest.
No, there's just some things I can't bend on. But I don't think it takes him down to the 0 because you're right. There's so many different parts of a man. Like there's a provider, protector, all those things. And he may be wonderful in all those other categories. But when it comes to our connection, our soulful connection, our emotional connection, if I feel that you could do harm to me, where I feel like I'm going to have to, if I feel like you could do harm to me in that way, like for myself, like me as a person, and in that way, like my feelings, who I am as a like I've seen women like completely lose themselves, gain weight, go in depression, all these other things. If I feel like you can affect my peace and all those other things, you got to go. You could be an amazing provider and protector, but no, like if you reveal to me that you're able to do that and you could totally disrespect me in that way, in that particular way, then no, I'll give it all up.
But, so peace, love. Do you I understand what you're saying, right?
You can chime in.
Do you think that it's more likely than not that someone will cheat in a relationship?
I'm sorry, say that one more time again.
Do you think that it's more likely than not that someone in a relationship will cheat?
I think it's more likely than not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing, right? So
I don't think all men cheat. I want to make that clear.
I'm not even saying that, and I'm not even just talking about men, right? Because I fuck a lot of niggas' wives and girlfriends throughout my career. I body slammed a lot of niggas' wives and girlfriends. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, just in my experience, me and my niggas, Niggas' wives and girlfriends are never. They're not as faithful as people would think they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, I'm not just talking about men. I'm talking about both ways, whatever the case may be, because women cheat too. But what I'm saying is, if we all should agree that it's more likely than not that someone is going to cheat during the course of a relationship, then why wouldn't we temper our expectations to say, you know what? If I found this person and they have all these attributes, if these things happen, maybe this isn't a deal breaker. Okay, maybe we have to have some conversations, some counseling, and things like that. But this is the person that provides such value that even if this happened, yeah, I'd be hurt. But they provide everything else. I'm not willing to break the family up. I'm not willing to, because what's going to happen, to be honest, is you're going to trade one cheater for the next. To be 100% honest, if you trade me for Ricky for anything like that, I'm just saying it's more likely than not. You have 3 guys on this panel. Probably 2 of us will be cheaters out of the 3. So you're gonna trade one nigga for the next nigga. That's gonna be the same shit. It's more likely than not. It's more likely than not.
Okay, look, can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. So you're saying more likely than not. So out of 2 of y'all, out of 3 of y'all, 2 may cheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're going through the dating process, there should be a very extensive vetting process, right? So that decreases the likelihood that I would pick a Sean over a Ricky, because Sean be out there having sex with all kinds of married women and all this foolishness. All right. So we would have conversations about that. And I'd be like, okay, the likelihood of him cheating is a lot higher than the likelihood of this brother over here cheating on me. So that's what happens when you go through the vetting process. You ask all of those questions, so it decreases the likelihood of you selecting the guy who would probably cheat. Like you said, that number still is not going to change. You said 3 out of 3 men, 2 are going to cheat. There's still going to be that one man. Someone like me, the way that I go through the vetting process, I'm probably going to pick that 3rd guy who has never cheated and will be less likely to cheat.
You
and that's
made a
just
good point.
my record. I'm just saying, like, I've never been with a man that's actually cheated on. I haven't. I know of. I'll be fair. Not that I know of.
You just made a good point. And so I know guys who I'm telling you, the best guys I know, who literally have been married for years, and it gets to a point where they can't take it anymore. Waiting 6 to 8 weeks for sex. When I'm talking about these men, literally, these men are millionaires. They've done everything right. They take care of the family. They literally have never cheated. But sometimes you get to a point. So this is what I'm saying. That the variable in what you're saying is that you can do all the vetting you fucking want, but when the circumstances change, niggas take evasive actions and call them audible. And that could be 6 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Who knows?
Absolutely.
So that's so no vetting that you do can predict a person's reactions to future situations.
It can definitely decrease. It can definitely decrease the likelihood. It can definitely decrease the risk. You know what I mean? Because still at the end of the day, out of those 3, there's going to be one that will not cheat, and I'm going to find that one, because I'm sorry, I know how to. I ask a zillion and 1 questions. I mean, it's a vetting process where everybody has to be vulnerable, and we need to talk.
Niggas sell a zillion and 1 dreams too, but I feel you though.
I wanted to address.
Oh, go ahead, and I'll ask her after this.
I wanted to address when she said the emotional connections, right? So with that being said, right, what is cheating? Right? If that's the case, y'all cheat on y'all men all the time, every damn day, goddamn near.
So why you say that?
Because you use the word emotional.
I ain't emotionally tied to nobody.
Hold on. What I'm saying, sis. This ain't you. This it's never anybody on this panel. Look.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Let me hush.
This the excuse women use when a man asks him the question, why would you leave? Well, it's the emotional connection, But the truth is, y'all mostly cheat on y'all man goddamn near every day. Y'all tell y'all man business to y'all mama, y'all sisters, y'all cousins, y'all friends, y'all work associates, y'all peers. Y'all disrespect that man, call him out his name, do all kinds of shit. That's emotional trauma, isn't it? Is that emotional damage? Right? But we supposed to take it because it's you and you a strong woman, and you got to be able to handle a strong woman to be there. Y'all cap, bruh. Y'all cap. Y'all want it one way. I wish y'all just say that shit so niggas can know what they dealing with, bruh. Y'all want it one way.
I had a question because I hear what she's saying. I just wanted to know. So would you not you know, I'm just saying, like the women think like you, would you subscribe? Because I subscribe to this. Of course, I don't never want to know and go through that emotion, right? But would you subscribe to the belief of cheating respectfully? Like, you never know. It never affects your family. He never brings you anything back. He's not dating her after the fact. Like, is that something that you would think most women would be okay to forgive, even if they did find out later? Like, because I'm willing to believe most, if a man is going to cheat with a woman who expresses it like that, then if he does cheat, because whatever she's lacking, because he probably can't tell her anything about, I'm not saying you, but most of the time, just from my experience and the women that I've known, when they say, oh, you know, he's one and done, he can't do this, or he better not even tell me this and that and the other, you're also the same woman where he can't really tell you anything about yourself that could be lacking in the relationship. So when he do step out, you will never get the respect to even be told about it, because he knows that it's going to be over and I don't really want to go nowhere. So would you say you subscribe to the belief of cheating respectfully if you aren't on your P's and Q's, or it's just like there's no such thing as cheating respectfully?
Oh, shots fired. So I feel like well, when I'm talking, like when it comes to the person I'm in a relationship with, just like Sean was saying earlier, there should be a lot of open and honest communication. Like, you got to be, you know, or like the gentleman on the bottom here who was saying that, you know, how am I supposed to know that you know, that something isn't, you know, something is being neglected if you don't tell me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a very real person. Like, this is how I talk. I'm always just like this. Like, I'm a very real person, very honest person, and I expect the same. I usually attract the same. So if something is off, I expect them to tell me that something is off. Like, that has already been set during the vetting and dating process before we get into something that's really serious. So but I will say this: if the brother did cheat on me, definitely do not tell me. Like, take that to your grave. Do not let me find out, because I'm going to think through the entire relationship was like all deception and lies. Like, it would just be. I'm telling you, we will not recover. Just the way that I'm set up. I just know the way that I am. We will not recover. So.
All right,
not all women are the same. That's just me. I'm just speaking for myself.
Hold on, Sean. Let me play it, and then we gonna.
There's a difference between like caution and fear. I agree to not live in fear, but I also agree that people do get too complacent, and I think that they stop doing what they once did to please their partner. Like, they look at marriage, and I've never been married. I've only heard stories, so I can only tell you based off what I've heard. I've never experienced it. But if you're in a situation where now you feel comfortable and you're not going to do what you need to do or what you once were doing, I think that's a problem as well. But again, I definitely don't think you should live in fear, but you should have some caution, and you should do the things that you once did. You should keep yourself up physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You should take care of your health in every capacity, and also take care of your person. It doesn't matter how many years it's been, like, still treat it like that first year. So that's how I feel about it.
All right, I'm shit, what was the just respond to the video. Yeah, I think, you know, living in fear is pointless. I think people gonna do what they want to do regardless, and a lot of times, like you have very little control in that. You know, we've all been in situations to where you was moving extra solid. I think I just dropped a video on this the other day, that a lot of times women have become the most neglectful when you're the most solid, when you completely domesticated, and she'll get complacent and, you know, start moving like, you know, shit is all good. I got him. I ain't got to work out no more. I ain't got to cook no more. He already mine. You know, but when that man was moving around and, you know, inconsistent and, you know, a bit toxic and running the streets, he was getting the absolute best version of her. Why? Because it was a fire lit under your ass to where you don't feel like you got a complete hold on him. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to try to do that. And I asked everybody. I said, ask any man you know for an honest answer. And at what point in y'all relationship did you get the best version of your woman? The most dedicated, the most effort, the most thoughtfulness, consideration. At what point in the relationship did you get the most of that? Was it when you was moving a bit toxic, running the streets, still, not all the way committed yet? Or was it after you became a completely domesticated man? You said, look, man, the streets is over with. I'm a family man. I just want to be with my old lady, take care of my family, go to work, and just chill, man. Ask any man at what point out of those two was his woman the most dedicated, gave the most effort, was the most, spontaneous. The sex was, extravagant. At what point? And the answer will surprise the hell out of you. So that speaks to the complacency that a lot of men, a lot of women and men, we're gonna keep it honest, because again, I ain't just hit a bash on, women, because Kenny brought it up eloquently in our last pod that men do the same thing in terms of initiating dates and things of that nature after we married and shit. It's like, I don't feel like being creative. Here go the money, man. You just go figure it out. And I'll just go along for the ride. I don't plan no trip. Like, here, man, just take this 5,000 and 5,000 is the budget. 2,000 is the budget. Go ahead and do you. And I'll just come along for the ride. So complacency goes both ways, right? But I think we got to be careful of that, because you can incidentally push your significant other into somebody else's crib. And that right there is, shaking the table, right? People are cheating. It's never the other person's fault. It's never my fault. That's not true all the way. It's not. Because sometimes it's just some dudes out here that's trying their ass off and just getting looked over and just getting not respected as a man, emasculated, all type of shit. And then he go to work, and how is the man's coworker treating him better than you treating him?
Isn't that the 80-20?
Well,
I'm looking for that 20%.
80-20 rule.
Yeah.
That kind of depends. Some women ain't even giving 80.
Just about to say that. Just about to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Some
about
women
12%.
ain't even giving 80. It's more like 45, 55.
But I thought the 80-20 rule was more about concessions, meaning like no one's gonna be 100% of everything you want. Like,
Yeah,
you
they're
can
not.
get 80 to 90% of everything you want, and then you out there looking for that 10%. You give up the 80, 90 for 10 or 20 because it's that one piece that you can't get, like an ass or titties or cooking. You know what I mean? When you have everything else. So it's like, that's what I thought that the rule was. I didn't know the rule was about, like, I don't know.
No. You 1,000% right, which is why I bring up the fact that a lot of men, and again, women too, but I'm a man, so I got to speak for the fellas, man, because we don't get a voice a lot of times to speak on these things, and I feel empowered to speak for my dogs. You understand me? And the fact is that a lot of times the men ain't even getting that 80 no more. Like he would be good with the 80. Good, because just like I said, at a certain point, don't get me wrong, like most men have a history of some type of sniping, right? If he was anybody, he done had, a little toxic stage. That's just what it is. Like, that's just part of growing up as a man. But at some point, man get tired of that. And when he run into a solid woman that he actually believes will leave him, he tends to shape up and tends to change, as Ricky so eloquently stated earlier. If I run into a great ass woman, I'm way more willing. You know what, man? I ain't going out 4 or 5 times a week no more, man. We gonna limit that down to 1. Or you know what? I know I ain't that romantic, but goddamn it, I'm on the internet looking up trips and looking up couple things to do in the city and outdoor movie theaters and shit like that. I ain't never been romantic, but this.
Let me go straight to the cook because I want to see.
Oh yeah.
Trill was good, and I missed what Sayeda said because she didn't say what she said when I got on camera. I don't know why, because she tried to make it like I was a cheater.
It was timing.
It was who? Oh, the timing.
It was a matter of time, and you stepped out. She mentioned it, and then it just got.
Okay. I mean, there's levels. There are men that cheat because they're not getting what they need. There are men that are getting everything they need and cheat because there's just the opportunity to.
And left. She would never leave.
Oh,
different men move around different. And then there's men that just like have the audacity like that. They feel like, I mean, you ain't never gonna get nobody like me, so I can do whatever I want because you ain't going nowhere because you never gonna get nobody like me. You know what I mean? So there's multiple different men that have different thought processes when they out in them streets.
I think that's what's confusing about some women because they're like, well, dang, like they'll stick around with a cheater because they'll feel like they did something wrong for him to cheat.
Mm-hmm. I don't
that
even
could be the
believe
case.
that's the reason. If I'm gonna keep it real, I think a lot of women stick with the cheater because she's just terrified to start over.
Yep.
Facts. A lot of men
unknown.
Got comfortable in that situation, and again,
a
like
lot of men are too. Let's not cap. I know
sure.
men currently being cheated on and literally are just like dealing.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said that they've been married 22 years and their husband left. She would never leave.
Damn.
I just feel like if you let your man know that he can get away with cheating and stay, you give him an inch, he gonna take about 30 miles with that freedom. And he gonna bring back a baby.
I've seen it.
Maybe that's how Kirk got a baby. Because
Yeah, after a while you'll see that.
But actually,
step out and end up having a baby. It's
on
because
previous
your wife.
seasons. Before he got that baby, he was already cheating with other women before he got
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you allow him to keep cheating, he's going to take it further and further and say, well, let me just go ahead and slip off the protection. Okay, like, they'll take it further and further and further until they bring you back a baby.
Child.
I feel a little different because to me it depends on the circumstances. Like, I would never just blatantly say, "Oh, if you cheat, I'm okay with it." No, of course not. But I've seen a lot of situations, those old couples where they had stories and he never did it again or she never. Usually they don't say if the woman do it, but usually you hear like, "Oh yeah, I did this and she chased her around the corner," or you hear those stories and then he never do it again. So when I say I would never do it, I'm speaking from a place where I've never experienced that. But if I believe that this person is showing remorse or they told me or it was no relationship, it was like a trip, one and done, you got some sloppy, or it has to depend on the circumstances.
Girl, men will cry.
So
act like they about
I'm not talking about that type of man, because if that's the case, women lie in different situations. It may not be cheating, right? So we're just looking at the cheating, meaning the betrayal, the disloyalty. This woman experienced my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you make her moan? Like, those are the things that, I would start to think about. So it would depend on the circumstances. But if we like on some certain levels, I can't just effectively say I would leave my husband. I would break up our entire family because we always see in those situations, she get with the wrong type of man again, or it's going to take her a minute. And he had 7 or 8 of those things on her list. Remember the little women like Tyler Perry when she wrote down both sides? Even if she was sleeping with the nurse, look, I understand I wasn't doing my job for the last 10 months. You got to go. Thank you, girl. Wrap it up. Pack it up. Thank you for your services. I'm taking my man back. You know what I'm saying? So
have you ever been around a woman that's gotten cheated on, Lucky?
Huh?
Have you ever been around a woman that's gotten cheated on?
Yes.
How is her demeanor? Cold, mean, jealous, unfriendly, unapproachable?
More broken, like randomly cry. Yeah.
And that becomes you when you stay.
Yeah, but I've also seen the women that once they get over that hurdle and then both people work towards regaining the trust. I've seen relationships where trust can be regained. And they're in better situations because they understand what drove them apart, what those situations were. So usually when I've seen in situations where the woman get cheated on, it wasn't because he was looking for someone else. He still usually want to be with his woman.
They may work it out together, but you can't even say hello to him at a barbecue, at a family picnic as a woman. Yeah. She's looking at you, making you feel uncomfortable. Even if he and her have worked it out, every woman that comes around, she's gonna look at you and be like, "Oh shit, I was just talking to him. Damn, I think that lady thinks I want her man."
Yeah, the innocence of that relationship.
I have a question. Do you expect
women look like that? I'm sorry. I've seen women look like that even when the man ain't cheating, just because she's been cheated on before. So this new man, she still got that sense of caution because she know her man is fine, or other women looking. So it all depends on how he moves. I'm not worried about her. if he's moving a certain way, it's going to show me how he cares or how remorseful he is.
I'm saying it's going to impact you as a woman when you stay. And one way,
I truly believe that a lot of things that, you know, I'm just saying I hear both sides. I can't definitely say I would not stay. It would depend on the circumstances and how long we've been together. All those things, like Rashida's situation, I'm not giving him no lifesaver at all because that was wrong. But in that situation, listening to their counseling, she hadn't had sex with him for 11 months. And it was no intimacy,
I wouldn't have sex with him for
all
11
of that.
months either.
So I'm just saying, just like we've been saying, if you leave the door open, he's still a man. And women still looking at him. So you leave and you're not doing your job, or you're picking and choosing. It's the same way women feel. It's just different. When women be like, oh, I cheated because he was making me feel stuff. You stop doing this. He has to understand the emotional aspect that he didn't provide for her. So when it comes to a man cheating, the woman isn't so open to hear the things that drove her man to another woman, is my point. So it really did come down to it. I'm not either way.
So if because I know that there's like, okay, if there's an issue, right, whatever, whether it's cheating.
If y'all want to chime in, just let me know. I'm gonna just let it play until we get to Ricky being interrupted, and then I really wanted to hear what Ricky was gonna say. So
before you play, I'm just gonna say I agree with what Ricky said. Pick a damn story. Just pick one.
Whatever the case. And y'all are trying to work back into.
Y'all like my video because this was good.
To it, because I've been in this situation, and I was just like, you know, we're gonna work it out, right? But I don't want you touching me. Like, it took a minute for us to get back to a place where, like, I want you touching me. And that became an argument, because it's kind of like, okay, I'm not in the streets, you know, I'm gonna earn your trust back, be loyal, blah, 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 but you're not giving me none. And I'm like, and you don't deserve none, right?
Exactly. Period.
You out here in the streets. So that's also like, that's why I just said, like, once you do it, it just makes everything so complicated, because now it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Now you have to work through all these things. But me personally, I feel like most of the women that like stay around with cheating, or at least per my observation, it's because they got their lick back. So and now we even, and we cool. We can move on.
So my gynecologist told me, she said she's married.
This is what I be talking about, right? Pick a fucking story, please. Right? Pick a story. Y'all liars, bruh. Like, how more obvious could this be, right? So you got your lick back, but you still won't fuck him.
Right.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all walking, they walk. Hey, I'm sorry, bro. Y'all walking oxymorons, bro. Y'all walking contradictions, bro. Right? This is what I'm talking about, bro. They don't never look. The truth of the matter is, bro. The truth of the matter is, they're never the problem. Look, they're never the problem.
No.
Never. It's two people in this fucking relationship, bruh. It's two people, but it's always them. I can't get over it. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Emotionally, I wouldn't have to be here. But y'all sit there and still take that man's fucking resources all goddamn day. Y'all still expect that man to pay them bills and take care of them kids all goddamn day.
And keep the wolves at bay.
Mm-hmm.
This is what y'all don't understand. Y'all think it's just, like I said, y'all want to be in relationships, but not in no fucking relationship. Relationships are for y'all. And then when men strike back and they go astray, then y'all want to play victim and shit. Oh, maybe he wasn't communicating you. I've been telling you for I don't know how long. Yo, up that pussy, what's happening? And y'all always play fucking victim, bro. Like I keep saying, bro, if y'all is empty passengers and this is the way y'all are, you guys can't make no change. It's in y'all nature. Say that shit. Then we need to have the appropriate conversation.
Yeah.
Y'all, bro.
You sound like you've been through some things, Ricky. I'm so sorry.
I've been through a lot. I've been married for 22 years and I've seen shit happen and I've been through shit. The problem is y'all think relationships supposed to be a fucking walk in the park with roses and rainbows, and don't shit in life go like that.
And most aren't built to deal with adversity, not even in the slightest.
Oh, well, can I just say this? Because I mean, you know, I think Ricky, you're talking to the general masses, because a lot of this is just flying over my head. I do feel like when it comes to a relationship, it definitely should be a lot of reciprocation, and it's something that you have to constantly work on. You know, so I understand Ricky's frustration there. Like if the women aren't doing their part, and then they're expecting all of this, you know, all of these, you know, benefits without, you know, doing the work. You know, I can understand his frustration. That's all.
Well, that's why I call it relationship time card fraud.
Hold up, Ronan. My bad, bro. Candy Ann said, and you still want the house to be clean with food on the table. How many of y'all doing that though?
Not at all.
For y'all in relationships nowadays, y'all tell us that's not a prerequisite. I ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
This the shit y'all tell us. I don't make this shit up. I'm not pulling stuff out my ass, sis. This is what y'all tell me every goddamn day on these panels. This is what y'all say. Right? Y'all don't want a 50-50 nigga. Y'all want 100% nigga, but y'all won't get that man 100%.
Yeah.
And then when he go out and do what he need to do, y'all want to get in y'all fucking feelings, bro. Getting your feelings when you with that man. Getting your feelings when that man telling you what's popping. Stop emotionally cheating on him, being more close with y'all. Y'all treat y'all friends better than y'all do y'all man most times.
That's not my testimony, but go ahead, Ricky.
It never is, because there's never anyone that's on these panels talking. Y'all don't do it. Y'all above it. Y'all the creme de la creme.
Wait. Oh, you're taking a shot at me now. Okay.
No, wait.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about, right?
That's how he talk.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to understand you, Ricky.
It's never the ladies on these panels, bro. You guys just happen to be the greatest women in America. Y'all have no faults, no slights. This is the shit y'all don't do.
Yeah.
But it's funny how all men see this shit. Ask a man that hasn't seen this shit.
It's real talk. And that's why I said it's a whole thing about relationship time card fraud. It's no different than somebody getting a good job. They clock in, they take a whole hour shit. They out there bullshitting on the clock, stealing time. Well, at least I got somebody, but they're not putting any work, and they wonder why they get unceremoniously fired or replaced.
Ronan, but see, I'm glad you said that, because, and I'll ask everybody here. We can just start with Sean, or we'll start with, since she's lady. When do you think that in those situations, if a man feel like he's not getting certain things, maybe, you know, women like to use sex or just in general to kind of control when she feels like, I'm turned off, I have to want to have sex with you, I have to want to do the, like she has to be feeling it. Should men then say, you know what, until I get what I need in this household, you paying 50% of everything? Like, should men do that? Is that the way that they should enforce respect instead of going out cheating? Like, what do y'all think? Like, if he feel like he's not getting whatever he's getting, should he start taking certain things off the table that are non-negotiables for her?
That seems petty and immature, but that's just my first thought. But go ahead.
Most people are 50-50 anyway. I don't know why on YouTube we keep acting like most people ain't 50-50 or something. You know what I'm saying? Every nigga, I don't care what these niggas say, all these niggas are not paying all the fucking bills. They fucking lying. So most right. So it's not personal. It's not anybody on this panel, but I'm saying niggas.
I'm just saying.
most people are not 100% paying all the bills. So that's not even a shit that a nigga can take off the table. Some niggas are being supported by their chicks, and I'm not shaming nobody. I'm not talking shit about them niggas. I'm just saying that's the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is my issue, right? With the question, right? I've been in a situation where the woman rationalized. She found different ways to rationalize why we wasn't fucking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. This ain't no TMI. This ain't me trying to get no clout, no bragging or nothing. But when we had sex, the sex was amazing. It was, you know, squirting everywhere type shit. But she would find different reasons. Like for this period of months, she was mad that she wanted to have another kid and I didn't. I was standing on that. I just didn't, and I was transparent. I didn't feel like the relationship was strong enough to start over. Once at that point we had 12-year-old or something like that. You know what I mean? And so the point I'm getting to is you can take everything off the table that you want to, but if you're not working to address that underlying issue.
Yeah. No, I agree with what he says.
Before you go run it, y'all, I have 70 people. I need my likes to come up, or I'm gonna start being like crew season. We gonna shut this down.
Shut the shit down.
Because my monetization is paused anyway. So, but yeah, go ahead, Ronan.
No, what I'm saying is like when I say like relationship time card fraud, I figure they want to put the work in when they feel like working. And me being a man, I'm not gonna sit there and slack off and paying bills or something like that. I'm supposed to take care of that. I'm not gonna take breaks on being a man, but there are certain things I will stop doing as far as emotional security and far as like confidentiality between us. I can shut that down. Intimacy, okay, that's cool. I've done that before, but I'm not good with the whole pussy rations. I'm not personally, but when it comes down to it, it's like if you out there trying to be hostage, doing these hostage negotiation type of things, that's not a game you want to play.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're doing things where you're trying to be like, I think you're teetering on a form of abuse. You know what I'm saying within your relationship. So if you're starting to do things like, oh, well, let me ration, like, you know, if you're doing things to be malicious and all that, like it's time to have conversations, right? Because you're starting to act like, you know, petty and childlike within your relationship. So you know, you just got to be careful of that. That's all I'm saying.
And I get what you're saying, but the thing is like, it's very difficult to have resolutions where you have selective hearing and outrage at the forefront. Men are very shitty mind readers, very shitty.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we're going to talk,
there should be effective communication where where both parties are actually listening.
I mean, if you're going to do
listening to understand and to actually self-correct. It's one thing if you listening and you understand and then you're not following up and doing the work. And I think that's the frustration that Ricky is expressing. It's like, you know, you can sit there and talk until you're blue in the face, but if you actually not doing the work, then the frustration is going to start to build within your relationships.
I ain't the only one. Because like most times when they communicate, you might as well have a relationship with a dolphin.
Not a dolphin, child.
You might as well.
Let me mute.
And y'all give my likes up. I'll do it, and then as we I'll let this little last part play, and then I'll let Ricky finish, you know, what he was gonna say last night.
Oh yeah.
And thank you, Sean. I seen you said you got a phone call because I'm like, what the hell?
Okay. I'm the only one day drinking. Okay.
Isn't what time is it? What's that? It's 12 o'clock somewhere, ain't that how you...
Would that make me an alcoholic?
Hey, it's homecoming weekend for me, bro. So yeah.
Oh, hey, Elle. Okay, I'll bring you up in a second. Hold on, let me push play.
That I get checked at least once a year because there's so many married women that be coming back positive for STIs. So
well, yeah, because their husbands be in the streets and then they forgive them and they take them back. That's why I'll be like, that's why in that situation I was just like, you're not about to touch me for a minute, because I'm like not knowing like what you know, like, and I've seen that. A friend of mine whose man was in the NFL gave her an STI twice. Once she forgave him, they got back on track. He gave it her again. This girl was in therapy. She was mentally like, he messed her up. Like, I'm just like, you should just left him alone, right? But it's just kind of like people do what they do and they love who they love and all this extra stuff. So
I wanted to ask Lucky, I'm sorry, if she's okay with her men. Well, if she's thinking this way because she wants her men to forgive in case that she would do the same.
Oh no, Lucky then disappear.
I don't know, like I'm not specifically to her because she would do it, but like if it's that mentality of women that have or think it's okay to go in that direction because they will like to have the same path. I don't know. I'm just saying unconsciously, it's like, okay, I will want him to forgive me. And would a man do that? Because at the end of the day, if we look at it from the religious point, you marry someone, right? And you both do your vows. So it applies for both people. It's not that the man, just because it's a man, is okay to cheat.
Yes, peace. I'm sorry, y'all just gotta just jump in, and then
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, can I say something? But okay, so well, I know that y'all are probably getting used to me, but I really am a critical thinker. Like I can see all different sides and stuff. So like I said, I can understand Ricky's frustration, the guy's frustration, the women's frustration, all that. So I do, but I do what Lucky, the point that you were making about, you know, I think you're onto something, right? So I feel like when it comes to time can be it really is the best healer. It really is, because after some time has passed, I think all wounds really can be healed on a lot of things. And I think, but I just can't be in the relationship while while time is passing.
That's something where women, they don't get a divorce, they may have to separate. There's
right.
process, but to completely leave, my good man. And let's just answer the question. And I'll ask it at the end, because I think good men are capable of cheating. If they would have, what did logic say? A fucking terrorist. Okay, he might need it. Give that man, he deserve it, and it's probably your fault. Like, why you let that? I used to be of the belief, oh no, it's nothing that she could have did. He should have done. But as you get older and you mature and you look at the women that really, are you sitting up here crying because you found out he cheated, but you've been lying, creating situations so he can give you money. You've been lying about this and that and the other. It's a lot of things we can say women do that could be considered condescending, misleading, conniving, deceitful. That ain't cheating. But we gonna take, because he went and, you know what I'm saying? Women are deceitful.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, for me, those are two different things. Sticking your dick in somebody else's pussy, that don't compare to, you know, credit card fraud or something. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know where you were going with that, but I feel like it's
that's my thing. I'd rather him cheat on me than steal money from me out the house. Like,
oh, okay, we'll be.
I'm just different. Like, girl,
right.
Got him once, but I got him all the time. I'm from that.
Okay. Well, I respect that. I respect that.
Don't ever think you are me, because you, like, don't ever think I'm not letting go of Obama or whoever. If he my Obama, or what Ricky say, if he my personal Jesus, look, Lord, we gonna go to God. Look, forgive me. How do I make me stronger? Because I'm not going anywhere. This man.
Yeah, you just got to be careful about not being like what B. Taylor said, because if you have that boundary, and they'll keep pushing the bound, like, oh, okay, so you're gonna let, because that's exactly what happened. That's literally what happened with Rashida and Kirk. Like, he just kept pushing the boundary. Like, he was like, all right, now I'm coming back with a baby. Like, she literally, like, that's exactly what happened.
But we did not know, and that's why I brought up the situation. We did not know from the times we watching them on TV. We looking like, dang, shit, this good woman. It did not happen until he did the ugliness, right? Now we got to tell some truths where she like, you know what? Yeah, I wasn't giving him I wasn't being his wife for the last 11 months. Not just having sex with him. It was no intimacy. It was attitude. I still got to get this and that and the other. Now, I do believe peace. If you do it, sorry better come with some damn gifts.
Oh, I don't need gifts. I need change behavior.
You know,
but he's trifling. I wouldn't lay down with him either. So, you know, but yeah, I will say this: time could heal a lot of wounds. Now, would I be separated during that healing process? No, I would be full on divorce. Now, we may get married in the future, but I just don't want that burden of like what Queen Sheba said, where I'm looking over my shoulder, or like I'm worried. Like, I just don't want that burden on me. Like, I want to release it. I want to feel peace in my heart and in my spirit, and, you know, let you know, life do what it needs to do, and we may reconnect in the end if you really truly are mine. Like they say, you throw it out there and it's meant to be, it'll come back to you. I'd rather do that than to be in a relationship where I feel like, you know, I got to be watching you, and I don't. I'd rather not.
But peace, love. Even in a situation where, as it was stated last night, you know, when there were things that you did that made the situation more conducive to this person stepping out, you would still want to get divorced instead of taking accountability for like what you did or didn't do. I think it's a difference in hearing what each other are saying and agreeing. We're not going to agree on everything, but I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
I understand why you have that opinion and why you're sticking to it. I really do. But I do feel like there are so many things that go into it. Like if I'm a husband, right? Let me put it in a different way. If I'm a husband and I'm not providing properly, You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Not even talking about cheating. I'm not a provider. I'm not a lot of things. I'm not giving you any emotional, anything that you need. And then you find a man that gives you that and you step out one time. Me personally, just speaking for Sean, I would understand that. Some niggas can't get over that, but I would understand that because I'd be like, damn, you know what? I know my ass was tweaking. I used to give her that, but I stopped giving her that. So I would be more understanding.
Okay, so you would take her back if she so you would take her back. Let me get a little graphic. And she laid on the bed and busted wide open for another man to penetrate in her. You know, I got to see it like that. I need you to
done it. I've done it.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Okay, let me mute.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. So I'm saying, like, there are things like sometimes I think we suck at self-assessment and holding ourselves accountable. We always want to get on here and hold everybody else accountable instead of saying, damn, you know what? I wasn't the nigga I was supposed to be.
No,
I was chasing my dreams and I'm building businesses and I'm traveling and I'm gone for months at a time. Damn, I see how I left a vacuum for another nigga to fill. That's the hard conversation to have with yourself, but that's a real fucking conversation.
It's real.
Okay. That's why I said counseling. And I'm gonna let this play because I got the back. I know they about to cook, so let me let this play. It's only a few more seconds. And then right when it gets to, you know, Ricky and she would kind of, you know, I don't know what that was. You know, I was in the general conversation, didn't seem personal. I don't know. This one I got lost, and then I'll let Ricky say his piece, and then we'll bring people up to kind of add to it. So let me let it play.
Just because he's a man. So if you want a traditional marriage and if you want something traditional, you should respect the tradition that, hey, what it says in the Bible. If you want to go by that, then you should respect that. Mm-hmm. But if you're not okay with that, then forget about what I said. And I'm just thinking like that mentality of going, it's okay with someone that is cheating. To me, it's just someone that doesn't respect your relationship, don't have respect for themselves. And if they don't even respect your relationship, they're not going to respect someone else's relationship either.
Was it a question or a statement?
No. It's more like a question. If that's something that if you ever do, or if a woman cheats, it's okay for her to expect her man to forgive her.
I mean, I don't know. I don't cheat. But I mean, I think if you cheat on somebody and you still want to be with them after you cheat, then of course you want them to forgive you. But it's up to them whether or not they choose to forgive you and stay or forgive and get the hell away from you. That's up to them. But you could be sorry all you want. It's up to them to allow you the ability to show that you are different based on the betrayal or the hurt you gave. It's just like somebody that's your friend. Like I always say, women are quicker to forgive their friends that do effed up ish than they are a man. Like they will give their homegirl all these repeated chances to show she ain't really a friend. But the man that's actually taking care of you, being in your life, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a little bit harder when he's there for you more. So I'm not condoning cheating. I don't think I said that. I'm just saying it's a lot of relationships and marriages that we admire from observable. They don't tell us their business. Where I don't know about y'all. I just found out Martin Luther King cheated. Maybe I ain't been around that long enough. So are we gonna sit up here and say, Coretta Scott, how dare you stay with Martin Luther King? He's still Martin Luther King.
Nah, I'm looking at MLK like
if we found out Obama,
you can be a good man and not a good husband.
I'm just saying
exactly. Yeah.
But I'm saying in a sense, we can't really determine if he was a good husband overall to that woman based on whatever she was willing to forgive. So I'm saying I can't sit up here and say from this seat of not experiencing that. There's just like our culture big up Bill Clinton. When he said I didn't have sexual, we knew what was going on. We big up the craziest stuff to say, oh, that's my president, that's my something based on the statue of man. Women are willing to be the girl, they're willing to act like they don't know that a side chick, if he got a certain amount of money or he's providing her with a certain type of lifestyle. So to say my husband of X amount of years or my wife or whatever y'all situation is, if that person stepped out on the marriage, that I would have to assess and just say, you know what, I'm done. I can't definitely say that if I have not sat in that seat or been in their shoes to say what I would or wouldn't do is my point. That doesn't mean that I'm condoning it. That doesn't mean that I'm saying, hey, go out and cheat on your. No, I think we can all kind of comprehend what I'm saying.
I agree with Kayla on that. You could be a good man, but not a good husband, because even if she didn't leave him, those times it wasn't easy for you to leave your husband. So she wasn't even in a position to leave a powerful man like that. She had to stick together beside him for his purpose. His purpose was bigger than their marriage, because he was fighting for the rights of all Blacks and the generations of young Black people coming in. So I think that she didn't have no choice but to stay. But that doesn't, like Kayla said, doesn't mean that he was a good husband, because even if she tolerated it, she had to tolerate it.
Is it the same with women when they be like, I'm a good woman? That you might be a good woman, right? But you're not a good wife, so therefore you're getting cheated on.
Right. Okay, now I think I'm getting it, because I was understanding, like, how is it possible that it is a good man but he's a cheater? That's not having integrity.
Are you? I mean, I get that you use the Bible, so I got to take you there. Are you not a good person? Do you not have a relationship with God because you committed certain sins that say this is the responsibility, or do you expect God to act in grace and forgive you?
No, it's clear now. It's clear now. I just wanted to differentiate that part where, like, hey, this is a good man and he can be a good man, but that doesn't mean that he's a good husband, and he's not perfect. But remember, like, my point is, like, I have forgave someone that cheated on me, and he did it. He went and did it again.
Right.
And when that happened, in my mind, I was like, I just don't think I will ever be able to forgive someone cheating. You know, and it makes you insecure. It gives you all that.
It's not a wrong thing, but because if
I have to say
marriage,
I have to say,
right?
I wasn't the girlfriend that was checking on his phone.
So it's not a bad thing. You stay. It's fine. I feel like y'all be complicated.
But I was just not the girl that was checking on his phone. I was not, like, you know, doing this stuff. I was actually too chill, I guess, in a way. And when this happened, I found out because his mom told me.
If that phone open, you check it.
I don't think we're complicating it, Lucky. I think you have a very liberal approach in your relationships.
That's
and
crazy.
For you, that's normal, and that's fine.
No, I'm saying what the conversation that was just had. I'm saying I think that we're to assume that because I have an open mind that I'm not judging the women that stayed and raised their families after whatever. They actually said, I'm going to stick to duty. I'm not going to say, oh, she dumb as hell. Look at her. She toxic. Look how I can't say what I wouldn't do because I've never been in that situation, but I don't blame a woman who says,
you've never been
with Martell Holt. So look how many times she gave him. You know what I'm saying? So I look at all
left eventually after he had a baby, and the girl had 3 abortions, and he's had
he was with her for 5 years, so he had
had abortions for him. And the final baby she said, I'm having, he was taking money from the family home to fund this woman. There's a lot. And then at the same time, this woman had to leave in order to be good for her children. She started acting out. The police were called to their house. So let's not act like when you.
I'm not.
Hold on. Let's not act like and put out the false narrative that it's okay and there's no impact to a woman that chooses to do that. Whether she chooses to stay or leave, there is an impact. So if we're going to talk about it, talk about the impact so that people will know.
There's also an impact where that's what I'm saying. I don't know if anybody is hearing something different. I get that there is an impact response to someone betraying you. Just like I've seen relationships where a man has to sustain in his marriage to be loyal to a woman who's not fucking him, who doesn't feel like she should cook all the time, who let herself go, and he is in depression because he's choosing to still be loyal. We hear all the time that women are quick to give up that position because, oh, you cheated on me, but she's not willing to self-reflect what is going on in the relationship. It's not always him because
I know or Stellar, the men I know are Stellar.
There is different things to say when a woman cheats, because women cheat too. I've seen a lot of cheating ass women. He just got caught, so she feeling away. So
I still have a very liberal approach to relationships.
Never got caught.
I think you are very open-minded about a lot. I think you haven't had an opportunity to experience a conservative relationship. Hold on. And if and when you do, come back and talk to me.
I probably will.
Hey, I ain't gonna give you that. I ain't gonna give you that.
You don't have to stay out of the women's argument. I need you to
do that. I ain't gonna give you that. I ain't gonna give you that. You can't tell me what to do.
I need you to stay in your place tonight.
Nope, I don't have a place with you. I don't have a place with you. You not mine. Y'all don't have a place with you.
I'm talking to Lucky. I'm talking to Lucky.
Let me know when you're ready, when you're done talking.
You're not addressing me tonight because you're not going to get a moment on my back.
You're going to make yourself.
Okay.
That was going off. Damn.
Okay, Ricky, do you want to say what you was going to say? And then let me bring everyone up.
What
my nigga.
Shout out to you, Luck, for last night, though. Yeah. Shout out to you last night, Luck, for straight up and down, right? But what I was going to say is I was going to attack when she made that conservative standpoint. Her relationship is nowhere near traditional. Her man had to ask her to go buy a bike.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, you getting personal, child?
No, it's not personal. The point is I don't do hypocrisy.
Oh, okay. I feel you on that. Let me hush.
I don't do hypocrisy. You can't attack a point and try to use the same leverage that she tell. Look, Queen Sheba tells girls, don't settle. Go out there, have fun. It's about you. Find yourself. And then you're going to try to pull out some traditional shit? No. The truth is her and B. Taylor, they think they the fucking dynamic duo and shit. Batman and Robin, the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all don't want to say this shit because y'all polite like y'all old. I don't owe nobody shit, bro. I'm here about the truth. I don't lie to y'all. I don't know what these other people on YouTube is doing in their real life, but I'm telling y'all, I'm who the fuck I am, bro. I fucked up in my marriage. I fixed it. I had kids before I wasn't supposed to. I took care of my children. I took care of kids that wasn't mine. I'm a stepdaddy. The same shit that people on these fucking red pill platforms and all this other shit saying you wasn't supposed to do, because I understand the mission is bigger than me. Y'all keep falling for these fucking bullshit ass, again, like I said, these false prophets, bruh. Y'all want to keep buying shit from people that don't do it themselves. Y'all don't want to learn and understand the power of y'all social currency. Y'all want to give it to people who sell y'all bullshit. And she was selling bullshit. Nobody's safe. I'm not above it. You're not above it. No one's above it. She cut me off because she knew what it was going to be. Because she can't beat me because I stand on the truth. I told her in the back chat, didn't I, Rona? You can't beat me.
I heard it. I'm undefeated. You can't beat me.
There's no lie in me. I'm me. These people do this shit to y'all because they're not who they say they are. I'm not rich. I'm not no baller, but my house is mine. My wife has a place where her kids can come and sit on the patio and play with her grandkids, bruh. I tell men to be men because that's what I do, even when I don't like it, when it's uncomfortable, when I feel I'm not getting what I need, because I got a fucking duty to my family, bruh. And y'all keep telling us this fucking story that no matter what, a man can do everything right. But if you feel a certain type of way about something, you got a right to buck. You got a right to act like you want to act. I call bullshit.
Yep.
I call bullshit on y'all. If you want a 50-50 relationship, please note that's exactly what the fuck it's gonna be. Be a man at all times, my guy. In the face of adversity, in the face of everybody tearing you down, be a fucking man. A man stands on his own too. Be a lady at all times, even when your friends don't like it, even when they might talk about you and they don't agree with it and you feel a certain way. Be a fucking lady, bruh. But these women, y'all want to play like y'all can choose when you can be feminine. You can choose when you can be masculine. No, pick a fucking story. Stop acting like shit doesn't have a cause and effect. Stop acting like a person don't feel something. Men, stop acting like y'all don't have feelings. We have feelings too. Just because we go about and express them a different way don't mean we don't have it. And just because men don't say shit to you don't mean we don't peep fucking game. He seems kind of angry. Why though? Shut the fuck up.
Because you don't
Look
care.
so pretty, TJ.
No, I'm sick of people like all y'all want to be fucking tone police, but y'all don't want to make the appropriate corrections.
No, I just said TJ looks pretty, but go ahead.
Y'all
No, I was saying from the chat of people who not familiar with Ricky.
Y'all always want to critique me, but don't none of y'all want to make the appropriate corrections though. Don't none of y'all want to step out y'all self and be the person y'all supposed to be. Y'all too worried about the delivery. Y'all too worried about the delivery and stuff, but y'all take bullshit messages from people who sound nice. And this is why women are not meant to lead. This is why, because y'all always in y'all motherfucking feelings. Men talk direct to each other. They raise their voice to the heavens to be heard. Y'all, like, when y'all gonna understand, brother, one thing we got to get together is us, bro. We keep worrying about these outside fucking forces that ain't got shit to do with us, bro. I'm frustrated at my people, bro, because every day I try to keep hope that y'all can get y'all shit together, but I look at y'all, and we had these fucking conversations, bro, and y'all like a broken fucking hamster wheel. Y'all sit up here and use these fucking false ass standards that don't nobody meet, that don't nobody have. And maybe if they do, it's the 1% of the people you ain't gonna never fucking touch. Y'all ain't gonna never touch them. But instead of being true in your relationship and understand that, hey, shit happens, that I'm not perfect, that I'm a fuck up, that my mate fuck up, y'all wanna act like y'all above it, thinking y'all in the fast lane when a lot of y'all in the fucking broke down lane. Everybody on YouTube a goddamn star. Every single one of y'all making $600,000. Y'all don't wear a pair of shoes twice. Oh, I would never do that. Y'all fucking liars, bro. Y'all liars. Y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want about me. I'm pussy, I'm this, but I'm me.
No one thinks you're pussy, Ricky.
No, I'm just saying, they be saying, I stay in the chat. You know that. I stay in the chat. And they, like I keep trying to tell y'all, ain't none of y'all safe. Y'all behind that, sitting behind a fucking Albatron shit. Click the fucking link and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And I know, Truth, you wanted to chime in and ask a question.
Yeah, because I ain't got nothing else to say. Rick said everything, anything that I was going to say, he said it. So I just had one question. Why can't everyone just do what they're supposed to do? Why we can't do what's right?
A lot of
That's the
people
only question.
shit.
And I'm dropping.
A lot of people like full of shit and try to be justified being on a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Why can't you just do what you're supposed to do? That's the only question I have. And I'm dropping.
Right. Now I wanted to chime in on the realities, right? Have I cheated before? Yeah, I've cheated before. But listen, that I won't even say that got to be a last resort. You know what I'm saying? Like anything happened after that, you know what I'm saying? I was out of the house. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that come with that. Like if you're not doing everything you can before you got to get to that, 'cause I'm gonna tell you, the work wife and the work husband, they reading from the same script. It's the same fucking story. So if y'all mentally that weak, y'all gonna believe that? That's the same shit they've been telling y'all. It's the same story. So you falling for that. I don't trust no woman. I don't trust women like that. I don't trust a woman that's gonna play her position and not try to destroy. If I'm trying to play my house and go on the side, I don't trust women not gonna try to destroy my home. I'm not playing. I'm not gambling like that. You playing a 50-50 gamble if you think you can do it and your woman might be okay with it. She might forgive you. You playing a gamble. Because I can't tell her what she should do because we got family and why should you? That's manipulation. You playing a gamble thinking that she might stay, she might be okay. You willing to risk your family like that? I don't trust women like that. You know, and Rona, no, look, I've been in the military. We talking about only certain aspects. You know how many people I seen die behind that? in military housing. It was a Marine a couple of doors away from me. And Rona know, because it's military members right now all over the world coming home, supposed to come home on a Sunday, but they coming home today trying to catch their spouse. Same thing happened with a Marine right around the corner. Came home, found his wife with another dude. He made a bowl of cereal for the child, killed her, killed him, and killed himself.
Yeah.
This is the shit that go on. So when we out here, I get it. We're not giving each other everything we could. But you make sure before you go do shit like that, because there's people out here who don't give a damn about your house and they playing the role. I'm not gonna do this. I know my position. I don't trust none of these people to play their position nowadays. I don't trust them. They ready to destroy your home, and then you like, oh well, they shouldn't walk away from what I built. Okay, some people it might stay, but then what happens when it bleed into your house and it's toxic in your house, and there's domestic violence in your house? Your family's destroyed anyway, and now your kids got to grow up and see that. Some of us are on these panels because we've been in that environment of people in that situation, and we on these panels with dysfunction. So sometimes you playing a gamble when you do that. You already destroying your home, and you trying to put it back in the bottle. Sometimes you might not be able to. So that's a risk we take when we cheating. I don't trust nobody outside of my house to play their position. I don't trust none of them. That's all I got.
That's a good point. Go ahead. Oh, Ra.
Yes.
Mute.
Welcome,
Ra.
Hey, thank you. My thing is this, there's a lot of conversations about whose fault it is when it comes down to cheating or whatever. And the reality is, are people grown-ups or what? Because at the end of the day, like, who cares who is doing what in a relationship? If you're not satisfied and you're not happy, people should be adult enough to say, hey, this is going on. My needs are not met. I'm not satisfied in this relationship, instead of being sneaky and going around and sleeping with whomever they want to. Or maybe it's not 2023 and people forget there's herpes and genital warts and HIVs and a whole host of diseases that will cause you major detriment to your health over time. Like, all this conversation of applying blame and rationalizing and making it okay for people to step out and I'm gonna stay. Listen, I'm not going to judge you if you want to stay, but if you wound up dying because you wanted to stay with somebody that wanted to be sleeping with whoever, be it male or female, then that's on you. If your life's not worth nothing to you and you prefer to get it popping because he has some money or he has some status and that's gonna make you feel like a whole person, kudos to you. It's not worth it for me.
Preach on it.
That's all I came up here to say.
I understand. I do want y'all to stay because I like the women that have a different view, because I want to ask my question at the end of the video. But go ahead, Miss Ty, and then we'll go back to peace, and then we'll let Ron in, and then the men and Fighter Complex. Welcome.
What up?
Well, for me, that was an interesting, because I was in the chat last night. It was crazy. The problem I had was that when you were expressing, your point of view, it was like they were trying to shame you that was the wrong point of view. And that bothered me. Like, okay, what are we doing right here? And you were absolutely correct. You don't know what you would do in that situation. I love my parents to death. Y'all know how I big up my parents.
Yeah.
But my dad did step out on my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know why? Because just like me and TJ and a lot of the ladies in the chat were saying, my mom became married to the church and she forgot about my dad. So he stepped out that one time.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't ready for that conversation.
A lot of women that's really heavy in the church, they do that.
Yeah, they submit.
And that's why the women that's in the church have a high divorce rate, because they get married to the pastor in the ministry and forget about being a wife and mother.
No, she right.
Yeah, that was a good one. So, do you look at your dad differently, or are you glad that they stayed together?
No, at first it was like awkward for us, and it happened when we were all big, so we were all grown, so we understood. But from my point of view, and my mom even admitted, she took accountability right off the bat. She knew what it was. They didn't have to go through no whole long, drawn out thing, years and years of going back and forth, none of that, because she took accountability right off the bat when she found out. She knew what was going on. She knew her part that she played in the dysfunction. And that's what's missing with the ladies sometimes. Not all, like Uncle Rick says all the time. Not all, not us on the panel. But sometimes we don't reflect on what could have caused the break in the relationship. And 9 times out of 10, it's something so simple and we just overlook it. We're so busy wanting to say, you did it, you hurt me. But what part did you play in it?
Yeah.
Right. But I just want everybody to understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a one size fit all. You know what I'm saying? Some things do work. And then sometimes in certain situations, like what you built in a family, it's worth saving. But my whole message is, when you decide to do that, you're taking a gamble, because it might not go the way that you think it's going to go. Everybody not going to have the same story with that. Like, it makes sense in a lot of these different situations, depending on the context of what you're talking about. It might have made sense, but your situation may be different from somebody else's, right? And to that note, Ty, I was with one church, and I remember the pastor was so aware of certain things, like, because you can always see when couples come in, you know when they have issues, they bring them to church. But respect for him, because he the type, he would be like, he would tell them, like, I don't believe in that people got to be in church all the time. And if he sees certain issues, he would tell them to take a vacation. You can't come back until for 2 weeks. Go take a vacation. Be with your wife. You know what I'm saying? So I respect and there's very few of them. You know what I'm saying? So that stood out.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead. And then,
I have to take notes. This is my second marriage. Y'all know that. Welcome, hi to the panel. And Ricky, I was agreeing with you last night and agreeing with you today. I don't know what my face was showing. Savage said, "Look at TJ's face." It's my face. I mean, it's my face.
I thought he was saying, "Look at your face," because you agree, and then I don't.
No, he was saying, "Look at my face," like I didn't agree. I'm like, no, I was agreeing. I got wrinkles, so ain't no telling but it's my face. But anyway,
I suffer from RBF.
Hey, TJ, do me a favor, TJ. I need email me some of them notes, because I know you on it. I need some of your notes.
Well, I've shared, this is my second marriage. I've been with my husband 4 years, and we premarital counseling. Our counselor said a man needs loyalty, respect, and intimacy. I never forget that, ever. Even if I'm tired, ever, because again, I'm not going to be caught slipping. Am I afraid? No, because I know who I am, but I also know what my responsibilities are. So I'm going to, and I don't take it for granted. Whereas in my previous marriage to my daughter's father, I did not understand that priority where men were concerned. And I also, I didn't cheat physically, but I cheated emotionally, because I don't know if it was Ricky or Ronan said, or maybe it was El Nixon said that, my husband traveled all the time. He worked all the time. And his rationale, and I wanted to do stuff as a couple, as a family. I'm working, I'm doing this for us. I needed some stuff. So I shared a lot of not intimate things in our relationship, but he was somebody I could confide in. So that's cheating too. So everybody has a part to play in it. And I think I can honestly say now, I can look back and say I did some things wrong. And that's why I vowed I was not going to make the same mistake this time. Now, last night I was watching when Queen Sheba was saying, I'm talking to Lucky. She wasn't talking to Lucky. She was talking down to Lucky. She was talking at Lucky. And it was very apparent.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah, she was
talking at her and said, well, basically she was little girling her. Like, little girl, you don't know what to talk about. And see, here's the thing. I can be honest, I've done that myself, but I'm well aware when I'm doing it. And I own it. Shout out to World Class. I own it. But we know when we're talking down or we're trying to talk down or we're trying to be dismissive. So, you know, that's what it was. She was not talking to Lucky. And when Ricky jumped in, I immediately knew what he was doing because it was evident. It was, Ricky, correct me if I'm wrong, it was condescending. It was belittling.
I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. If y'all see me, I don't get in people's, like, that's Lucky, a grown woman. She can handle her shit. You see what I'm saying? My point is, I attack hypocrisy.
Right. Okay.
Right? I attack hypocrisy. And look, I'm just gonna tell the truth. Ronan's here, Lucky here, they be in the back chat. She targets me. Let's keep it a bean. I don't have to lie to none of y'all, and I know it, and I'm cool with it. It's no big deal. Right? Because I understand how people look. I know y'all don't know me. I'm just some nigga on YouTube. Y'all don't know me. You know what I'm saying? But I know people, bro. I understand people. Right? I know it doesn't seem like that because the way I talk and the way I get passionate about shit, emotional, call it what you will. I don't matter. It doesn't matter to me, right? But I know people and I don't lie. I don't lie. You see what I'm saying? So my honest belief people is that we can have these conversations, right? We can have these conversations all day. We've been having them. I've been doing this shit for going over 2 years now, right? But if we don't get to a basis of truth, it's all bullshit.
Thanks.
It's all bullshit. If we all cannot agree on the truth and we keep going with this is my perception and my truths and your truths, we'll never solve a problem. That's why I say these people are liars. A lot of them just on here talking just to be talking. That's not that for me. I'm trying to keep y'all from going through the shit I went through, the mistakes I made. That's why I tell y'all, just be right in a relationship. I don't give my wife any excuses anymore. I don't do it. You complaining about what? You better have a good ass reason. It better be legit. You see what I'm saying? And I don't come with her with no bullshit unless it's legit. But what we want to do, these people keep telling y'all they keep selling y'all this song. Go out there, make mistakes. No, that's when the fuck ups happen. Right? Go out there and be yourself and then 2 babies later, you know what I'm saying? And one of them a toxic baby daddy, then you want a good dude. Right? Bro, go out there and hit these chicks and have fun. Protect yourself, right? But she poke a hole in your condom.
Say that.
Right? Or the one day you thought you was going to get off with it and you slipped it off and then you got a shorty. And now they taking money out your check and you expect the next girl to take it because you and you flying, you swagged up. What part of the game is y'all playing? What game are you niggas playing?
It seemed like the game that go against self, like when we hear conversation, because it's like we kind of teach sabotage. Like we talk about we want family, but we don't teach those things. Let's have a real conversation what it takes to keep a family together, even when you feel like he not. Your job is to put your family first. If we thinking about the kids, I'm also thinking about the impact this depend on the age, you know what I'm saying? But if it's like the child, I got to figure out a place to go. So he going to have to pay me this. You got to figure out so much to take you and your kid to do the co-parenting. And now you back out here with a man looking for you to be with you and your kid or whatever the situation, when really it probably was something that could have worked out. Because I see a lot of situations when they don't get when they leave the guy that cheated on him, they want him back. Now you his side chick. Yeah. Like, why are you his side chick when you left him because he cheated? Like, now they wanna hey big head, they want to kind of get in good, and I never understood that when you gonna get with another man. If we're saying the message that women are saying is that all men cheat, and men are saying we exercise these options, then why is that the deal breaker if we are having to understand that that's going to happen more times than not? So that was my thing. Peace, love. I know you wanted to jump in, and then we'll do.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in after that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, fighter complex. You want to say something?
Go ahead, fight.
If you on the phone, I'm gonna drop you.
Oh, can I just say one thing? I like that we're giving everybody the opportunity to speak. I really like the way you're conducting this panel.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you. Y'all
Yeah,
see
you- yeah, I got all my people on this panel. That's what's up. All my people up here. But I just wanted to say, hey, shout out. Listen, shout out to Ricky what he said earlier, right? And I'm glad he said that. Even when you look on YouTube, social media, even offline, when you talk about the detriment of the relationships, a lot of times you're going to see comments like, "What would he do?" Like we were always the cause of breaking up the relationship. It's always what he do. I played a video with this lady. This guy got in trouble dealing with this lady, and she said he did something, so he had to go to court. But then he actually recorded it the next time, and she kept throwing a brick through his window, key in his car. She came back around, bust his window, came back around, backed up. He going back and forth in the house. Then the last time he came out, he looking at the back of the car. You can hear something in the background. He moves out of the way. She crashes to the same spot, right? And I'm looking in the chat, and all I see is, well, he must have did something to her. Like, hey, don't nobody make you do nothing to do stuff like that. Your ass can go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see relationships and as far as like ending and what happened, I tend to see majority of the time is he must have did something. So I'm glad Ricky said that. Like, it ain't always us.
Well, I'm glad you said that, L, because like definitely Ricky Rose is day one. I was like, you gotta decide whether you want a relationship or a relationship. What is your situation bound by? Is it by not just adversity, but the willingness to have that healthy communication? Can we be comfortable to have those uncomfortable conversations so we can get past silly shit or avoid certain things? Or do you want to sit there and stick around with some bullshit that's going to disintegrate over time? This is what accountability dodgeball looks like. And that's what these people out here say, go live your life, go do all this and do the silly stuff. They're not going to fucking be there when them consequences hit your ass head on. They're not going to be there in that free clinic when you find out you got something you can't get rid of.
you better preach.
They're not going to be there in the child support office where you're like, well, you know, just that one time you had the hood potluck, baby. You just happen to be taking care of that child. Or dealing with the domestic violence situation or any of these things that we consistently talk about. We present solutions, but they're not there to not just uphold them, but to give you a safety parachute to get away from accountability. It's about your feelings. It's about your ego. It's about what the other girls think. Hey, if you have a relationship, fuck what everybody else think. That's your house, your spot, your situation, your problem. When we start thinking like that, we'll start having communities rather than the ethnic outposts that we are barely surviving in today.
Hey, Lucky, I'm getting ready to drop down. I love the fact that we got a good panel up here. Everybody's giving their perspective. Everything is everybody's respectful and all that. So I love to see that. And one thing, like we gotta learn to do more if we gonna get on these panels. Like we gotta learn the temperature. We gotta learn each other, right? Because some people have a different approach, and sometimes you might have to listen to them to kind of get where they coming from. And you know, then you can determine the guys who come up here or the women who troll or whatever. So, you know, so that we can actually have a good conversation, speak from different perspectives, because we might learn something from each other. That's the whole point about it. But I'm gonna get down so somebody else can come up.
Hey, what's wrong with trolls?
This is kind of just it.
No, ain't nothing wrong. You a good troll though. We rock with you though.
Y'all please like my video. I like for.
I have to agree, Nix, because this is my first time being on a panel with Ricky, and I was like, "Ooh, he coming in hot. Is he okay? Like, how's everything?" But I've never seen him on panels. Like, this is a new space for me. So I don't know what he's been dealing with out here. He's probably frustrated because of all the different things that he's heard time and time again. So,
yeah,
yeah.
He's straight with no chaser. That's Ricky's straight with no chaser.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to learn that. Okay, gotcha.
I'm not gonna hold you. I came up here to banter and troll, but I'm very familiar with L. Nixon.
What up, bro?
Yeah, you my broski. So once you were talking all that, I'm like, okay, this is a serious conversation. So let me fall back.
Can I ask you, since you brought it up, why do grown men come to just troll? Like, what is that?
No. Well, not necessarily.
Women too.
Let me
Trolls are needed.
I asked you this already, Dusto. I know your answer. I gotta ask him.
No, not necessarily troll, but I thought it was gonna be more like a laxed conversation, not necessarily like very serious. I thought we were all gonna be good. I thought it was more like jokey. Yeah, I thought it was more jokey, but it's serious, so that's why I fell back.
But what's your serious perspective?
My serious perspective, I mean, pay attention to the red flags. The second that something doesn't sound right, you might have to step back and don't deal with that person no longer. Because I think a lot of times maybe because we're physically attracted to someone or we like what they say, we like their representative, we might ignore the red flags just cause.
Hey, let me ask it because I don't think he was paying attention. We're talking about the fact that if you're in a marriage and the husband cheats or a spouse cheats, but really in this conversation it was if the husband cheats. Do you think that that is the deal breaker? Like your wife should leave you, even if you're taking care, you doing your part, and she slacks off or whatever the case. Do you think that it does not matter whatever she wasn't doing, you still shouldn't have cheated, or do you feel justified in stepping out?
I think his question kind of answered what we're talking about here because it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's part of the vetting process. You guys start at the beginning. Don't ignore those red flags. You know what I'm saying?
Please, I can't let you do that because, like, you can get with a good man. Y'all be together for 10 years. Something happened. Then he cheat. You can't say those signs was there.
Understand, right?
Yeah,
I agree with peace, love.
I'm understanding what you're saying. I just did it. But I will say this. Like I was saying earlier, if there's 3 guys up there, like we were saying earlier, if there's 3 guys up there and 2 are not going to, or have never cheated, don't have any desire to cheat or whatever. I mean, 1 has no desire to cheat or whatever, and then there's 2 that have a higher potential of cheating. There is a likelihood to choose the one that's not going to step out and cheat through a really thorough vetting process. But yes, you're absolutely right. The 2
can I ask you a question?
And what you're saying can both coexist at the same time. Once you're in a relationship, things can happen. Minimize the liability of it happening. If you're talking to a guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, every single relationship I've been in, I've cheated," that's the guy that you take out. I mean, that's just So that's all I'm saying. I think that both points can coexist, Lucky. That's all.
Peace, love. I want to ask you a question because
I think there's more to it.
Because you said desire to cheat.
One second. I want everybody to go. Look, y'all grown, so y'all know not to over talk. So go ahead. I'll be right back.
Who, me or who?
Mm-hmm.
Me? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no. Peace, love. I want to say is because you said desire to cheat, and I don't think men desire to cheat. I think it's just the opportunity presents itself, and sometimes they take that step forward. And
I mean, in some cases, there's some men who just do desire to be with more than one woman. That's why they're polygamous relationships. But yeah, no, I understand. The opportunity presents itself.
And this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, nobody's dummies. Yeah, if you're a dummy, you deserve what you get. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is no excuse. What I'm saying is this: if you first and foremost, why would you choose somebody who you think that would do that to you in the first place, right? That's first and foremost, right? Again, this the stuff I'm getting tired of is people saying this and this and that and this after you got into it with somebody. If that person didn't give you what you needed to be with them, why are you with them? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But let's say we made it past that point. Let's say during the vetting process that person got passed, they passed go, they collected $200, and y'all are in a relationship. What y'all got to understand, it sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not your fault, but sometimes shit happens. Right?
Yeah,
Shit.
I agree 110%. There's a lot of women who choose men that would, I mean, look at all these women who are choosing these entertainers. I wouldn't choose none of these athletes. Okay. So, I mean, people are there for the money. People are there for all different types of reasons to get into a relationship. And yeah, you got to look at yourself if that, that's a whole other, issue for another day. But yeah, people choose people for all kinds of reasons to be in a relationship.
Right. And again, and I apologize. This is what I'm saying, right? If that person is giving you everything you need, right? Y'all sat down, y'all had the conversations, right? Y'all said, hey, this is what I need, A, B, C, D, E out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does the mission get bigger than you? Right? Like, it just kills me that everybody want to say this. Y'all want to say the man's purpose and what type of money he's getting. You know, that should be the goal, right? Oh, chasing my career and this shit should be the goal. But nobody ever say, hey, family is the mission.
This is the thing, though. It's about loyalty. If you don't have loyalty in you, why are you trying to be in a long-lasting relationship? People that cheat are disloyal to the core because cheating is not something that you happen upon.
They're disloyal to you. Are they disloyal to the family?
What do you mean?
If
If your husband and wife, that is the foundation of the family.
That's the family.
Because if you are sitting there and you're causing emotional distress to your wife, right? Or the wife is causing emotional distress to the husband, neither one of you are in the right mindset to pour into the children. Have you ever been into a household where there is tension and drama between the parents? If the husband and the wife are fighting, the children are not getting all the love, the attention, or anything that they need because both parties are so emotionally distressed that whenever the children come up to them, it's like, get away from me. Not right now. Go sit down. I'm going to put into you. So if you are willfully going out, sneaky texting people, sneaky linking, going to meet up at the club, then your spouse find out. Now it's World War III in the house. No, you're not loyal to the family. You're not loyal to nothing but your ego.
That's a way to look at it. You're exactly right. If this is the case, but let's ask why it gets to a fight. Let's ask why it's not handled maturely upon two adults.
This is a thing. There is no maturity in a situation where somebody's cheating.
Of course not.
Hold on.
No, you're not letting me finish my point, Robbie. Slow down.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Of course not, because that's the way you feel about it. Right? Again, I'm not giving you, I'm talking about the general whole, right? And look, listen to what I'm saying. Your feelings are yours, Robbie. No disrespect to nobody. You're able to feel however you want to feel. They're yours. What I'm saying is that the situation, again, unfortunately, most women want to take it to the extreme worth for the situation. What I'm saying is this: why is it being handled like that in the first place? Because it was discretion, right? Again, discretions happen on both sides of the table. It's just, this is what I'm saying. And I said this last night. Y'all say emotionally cheating, not you, no one on this panel, but women in general. Right? Say emotionally cheating. That's the reason why, because it's the respect, it's the loyalty. But y'all emotionally cheat on y'all man all the time. And it's, oh, he's not doing me a certain way. And your men never complain about it. They never complain about it. I've seen it in so many cases, right? Again, not everybody, because nobody's a monolith. I'm saying in the generals and the conversations we have, right? The reason that house is upset is because at this point, the woman didn't agree with it. Right?
So,
the woman felt a certain way about it. So what she does is she blows up the spot for something that's going on between her and her husband. The truth is, even though I didn't care about your feelings and I disrespected you, you don't give a fuck about the kids because you're going to blow the spot and make it ugly. Because of your feelings, correct?
No, because I didn't actually make my talking point based on the woman and how the woman feels. I specifically said if the wife or if the husband cheats, because I know plenty of husbands that don't want to be bothered when they've been cheated on as well. At the end of the day, the issue in the situation becomes, like I said, when I initially came up here, people that are supposed to be grown-ups that are not getting their needs met in a relationship, that are not adults enough to say, hey, I'm not getting my needs met. And if my needs don't start to get met, this is going to be the consequence of that. The reason that things wind up getting blown up and becoming a problem in families is because people will sit in each other's faces and act like everything is okay until one finds out that the other has been disloyal and disrespected the family and stepped outside of the family unit. Now, I get what you're saying, and to the people that want to find excuses and ways to work past the disrespect and the disloyalty and stepping out on the family, including exposing one another to communicable diseases that can be life changing and never go away. Hey, if that's your bag and that's what you're into, cool. That's what you into. I prefer people that are adults enough to identify the problems in a relationship, attack that and repair that moving forward before irrevocable harm happens in a relationship, in a family, in a marriage, on either side, male or female. I don't do these talking points where it's gender specific because as a woman, I can't tell you what a man does. And as a man, you can't tell me what a woman does. You can't tell me if a woman is emotionally cheating on a man or not, generally, just because you're hearing talking points on YouTube. I can't tell you if men are running around cheating on their women just because they can't control their penis, just based off talking points on YouTube. But I can tell you that what it does to the family on either end is disloyalty.
So, are you saying at a certain point that
Well, real quick. I just want to say I'm about to drop off. Thank you for thank you all. Mr. Randolph has gotten me a massage, so it's that time. So y'all have a great one. Y'all have a great one.
Enjoy.
Have a good day, TJ.
Well, damn.
So,
Alrighty.
with,
Cheek?
with the point that you were saying, right? Are you saying that communication is the issue? So if the person communicates, hey, my needs aren't being met, and the other person is still neglectful, are you saying that that's in the realms of okay?
I'm saying at that point, people should leave, but it is more understandable to me if someone has expressed a problem and the other
Okay.
person didn't make any moves to repair that. But ultimately, I believe it's best to leave the situation completely. Everybody has a choice, and it's a lot of work that goes into cheating, no matter your reasons why.
Yeah, the way I'm set up, I'll leave before I'm disloyal.
Exactly.
That's just the way I'm set up.
Okay. So again, I guess it kind of gets back to what Ricky was pointing at, maybe a bigger picture, right? Because I, which one affects a child's psyche more, cheating or divorce, is ultimately the question, right?
It's a
Like which
trick
one?
question, though.
Yeah, I know it's a
Are
trick
you talking
question,
about
but
the effects of cheating
well, Raw
or
B.
the effects of divorce?
Okay, so based off of the premise Raw B said, right, which is, hey, communication, right? Cheating is a sign of disloyalty and manipulation, as well as just a lack of communication, people being immature. So now let's eliminate some of those factors. Let's say I've communicated, right? But you haven't changed. Or she's communicating, he hasn't changed. Now the question starts becoming, do I find my needs or fulfill my needs elsewhere and stay within this relationship, right? Understanding that I have children, or I'm trying to, there's a bigger plan. I don't know what that plan could be. Or should I just leave and have the house be divided, right? Like it's a lose
So,
lose, but which one is better in your eyes? Because
so
it's opinions at this point.
in my eyes, it's better to just leave because when it comes down to cheating, right, it starts to be an era of distrust. And no matter how much you try to hide things from children, sorry, not sorry, children are the eyes and ears of the house. If there's any tension, if there's any strain, when people start walking around on eggshells, children feel it, they embrace it, and it also teaches them how to exist in dysfunctional relationships. When you separate from one another, children have the ability to be loved on appropriately and learn how to love themselves and protect their energy and how to walk in purpose in healthier relationships. I think the unfortunate thing is because this community of people come from so much dysfunction and they pass the buck of blame because they haven't been loved on well, because their parents did not know how to co-parent effectively. It becomes a, oh well, if children are in separate households and blah blah blah, then the whole community is bad. But guess what? Y'all grew up in separate households and the whole community is not bad. There's certain people on YouTube that act like they are. That's not facts though. But people that grew up in households where the one another is cheating on, when one another, one parent or the other was cheating on one another, those are the people that are out here with a whole bunch of baby mamas and baby daddies. Those are the people that are out here that don't have the ability to process functioning relationships, in my opinion.
Okay, there we go. I like that. That last part is what mattered the most.
Cheeky, let me tell you this, brother.
Oh, hold on. I kind of want to just, because I didn't want to just be live for like 3-4 hours. So I did want to just ask this question, and then everybody could answer. We'll end with Ricky, but we'll start around, and then I'll start with you, fighter complex. So would you say do good men cheat? And if once he cheats, is he no longer considered a good man?
Listen, this is all I can say, right? And it ties into what I was gonna tell Cheeky right now. I have this like epiphany this reoccurring epiphany, right? And it kind of reassures my concept on it. It seems like naturally we're not meant to be monogamous. And we're fighting against it. Every time we have these conversations, it seems like we have this structure that we operate under and we're fighting against it. We fight so hard against it. And I mean, I don't think a man is a bad man because he cheats. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If a woman cheats with me, sorry, if I'm with a woman and she cheats on me, I lost respect for her. I can't be with her anymore. But if I cheat, baby, we better like handle this. Like we gotta fix this. Like, and that I'm giving you the truth. Like I know that it don't sound fair, but I'm
No,
telling you what it
say
is.
what it is. No, it ain't
I'm
about.
telling you what it is. Like I think as humans, we go against the grain. We're going against the grain. That's it. Yeah.
All right, and I'll start to bring y'all in. Thank you, fighter. All right, Ty, what do you think? You muted.
Oh, sorry. Let me answer it this way because I saw a question in the chat, and I think someone asked me on the panel as well. Did I view my father differently after we found out that he cheated on my mom? And the answer is no. I say that because it did not take away from him being a father. He was a wonderful father to us. We wanted for nothing. Heck, I had a horse. You know what I'm saying? So I had everything, a little girl could ever want, and still I'm in his pockets today. So I mean, so I don't we didn't take away from, I can speak for my brothers as well. Rest in peace to all of them. All my brothers are deceased right now, so I'm the only one left. And we didn't look at him differently. We didn't treat him differently. It took nothing away from him what the things that he was doing in the community. My father had a prison program where he hired the young men that came out of the prison. He hired them for his company. He fed the homeless. He worked with Congress. He worked with the city politicians as well for things in the city. And even in our family, he took care of a lot of the family members that were on hard times. Because so it did not take anything from him being a good man. It was just that a point in time in their marriage, it was not good. And the one thing that I learned from that, I learned from my mother because she took accountability for what she did, as well as my father took accountability for what he did in return. So it doesn't take away from the person being a good person at all.
Definitely agree. And I understand. We'll go with since you hear it kind of drops down. As I bring people down, I start to pull y'all down. Thank you, Ty. Even though I caught you right after your meeting. So thank you. Okay, and Rob, I'll ask you, do good men cheat? And are they considered good men even after they cheat?
I don't think good men cheat. I think good men walk in honesty and truth. And I mean, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. To anybody that is comfortable with a cheater, to anybody that wants to take a cheater back, kudos to you. Me, I'm not doing it. I rather not. That it causes too much distrust, dishonesty. It shakes the foundation and it can't be repaired. But Yeah, and a man is not good once he cheats. Once he's willing to put his penis in somebody else's body, because like how plenty of men have said, if you as a woman cheat, they're not taking you back. They don't want you back. They don't want nothing to do with you because that's their feelings. That's how they feel. Their egos are struck. I got an ego too. My ego struck. I don't want nothing else to do with you. That's it.
I definitely caught that too. But I'll bring you down. She said my ego. Bye, Raw. All right, scam.
Good afternoon. Do good men cheat? Unfortunately, it's an opinionated question. I can only give my opinion of what I think
Right.
are good. Cheating ain't the way. So I'm gonna say no, because you're compromising your family, you're gonna mess up your money, and your meat can catch on fire and get rotisserie. You got a woman, a nice warm molded vagina at the house, readily available, and instead you're skipping junior soccer practice, you're taking money out the college fund, you're late for work, you're missing board meetings, you're messing with the secretary, you got people talking in the lobby just for an extra piece of used substandard vagina that belongs in the street when you got molded vagina at home. Now, the vagina ain't molded right. I mean, had a conversation, do something, get some pliers. I mean, work something out, whatever you got to do. But
Did you say get some pliers?
pliers, barbecue sauce and vinegar. I mean, whatever you got to do, duct tape. But get it in order because ain't nothing out in the streets but problems. But you got to do is jumping out of second story windows, husband coming home, running from the police. Come on, man. Ain't that serious? That's all I got.
Okay, Sam, you never disappoint. To
Never.
say something dusty.
I didn't troll.
You did it.
I'm innocent.
You grow. All right, I'll bring you down. Thank you. Okay, Kiki. Do good men cheat, and are they still considered good men once they cheated?
Yes. I think maybe cheat. I don't know if cheat is the word because that's like implied deception, right? So I don't think a person of good character would do that, right? But I think if they communicate, hey, this is what's going on, and this is, I'm just letting you know what's about to happen. If you don't, you know, do your end of the bargain, that's different. So if that's what we mean by cheat. Yes, I think that's very different, right? I think a relationship, from my understanding, there's more to it than just sex. So there's an aspect of, sex that matters. But what's confusing to me is hearing both men and women talk about how much sex matters, but nobody's a virgin. Um, so it really don't matter that much if y'all was just giving away the punani, and it really don't matter that much if a dude was smashing chicks beforehand. So why does it matter all of a sudden now that y'all married? I think that's a little weird to me. Um, but yeah, I think you can be a good man because your 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 character is not just wrapped up in sex. The same thing applies to women too. I think it is very different just by the nature. But if a woman cheated before, I'm not going to look at her and be like, "You're not, you're unredeemable." Just like I wouldn't look at a man in the same way either. If that woman has done great things, that doesn't take away from what she's done. And if a man's done great things, it definitely doesn't take away from what he's done. So no. See y'all.
I had to come off mute. Bye, Chicky. All right, Ronan.
I believe a good man can step out. It doesn't render him no good if he has exercised every option to communicate, not be heard, even be taken seriously. Cheating leads to something else because you're definitely missing something or something's being deprived of you. You're going out and do what you need to do, even though you tend to go in with your nature. But I say a guy can make mistakes, transgressions, but he's still redeemable. It doesn't take away from who he is, his principles, and all that stuff. A lot of the stuff with the main cheating thing, I think it deals with a lot of ego, a lot of entitlement. you're supposed to be here dealing with substandard treatment or such and such in most cases. And if I can't get through to you that, I'll use your children as human unemployment vouchers or parental chess pieces. Any old means to get my lick back, which is childish as shit. But again, I think he's still redeemable because all of us are perfectly flawed. But the whole cheating context, it just seems like you hurt my pride and ego more than I'm willing to address the situations that led to said things. In most cases, that's just my opinion.
That makes sense. Okay, and then I'll go last. So, do you want to talk peace, love? You there?
Real quick before I get out of here, Lucky, keep cooking. Ricky, take no shit. Salute to you, bro. And it's good to meet you. Peace, love. I enjoy the platform.
Nice meeting you too. I do feel that a man can be great, a phenomenal man, and still have cheated in his personal life. I just feel like in that moment he didn't have dick control. And whatever led to that, we talked about all those things, whether it be lack of communication or neglect within the relationship or whatever have you. So I think it was great to have that discussion. I think it was also great for the men and the women to also talk about how taking accountability for your part that you played in the relationship that may have led to the cheating or the affair to happen. I thought that was great that we talked about that because that's something that I've never even really thought about, So I'm glad that was expressed on this panel as well. But yeah, I feel like a man can still be a great man in his community, and a great father and all of those things, but he just did not have dick control in that moment for whatever the reason may be. So, just to answer your question, but I do feel that that as women and as men, I want us to. There's a whole lot that I could say there. I'm not going to even go there because I'll have a whole speech. But yes, to answer your question, that's it. I feel like a man can still be great and did not exercise dick control.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Trust me, it was one of those things. But like, if we get out our feelings and look at the logical aspect, that's why I'm like, you know what? Actually, yeah, because even though I may do certain things, am I not a good woman? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so, you're still a fabulous woman, honey. Okay.
Thank you, P.
Thank you for inviting me on the panel.
Of course, I knew you was gonna bring it. Okay.
All right. Oh, nice meeting you, Ricky.
My bad. Sorry, girl. Okay, Ricky, we got to give you your thoughts.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We're trying to tell y'all ain't no sin greater than the other. Y'all, that's what y'all don't understand. Ain't no sin greater than the other. Are you a great one? Could you still be a great woman even though you disrespect your husband? Even though you neglect him? Even though you put the kids before him? Even though you put your friends better than him? I mean, to the outside world and your friends, you a great woman, right? And of course, they're going to help reinforce that thought with you because, again, they give you all positive reinforcement, whether it's good or bad. I've seen it. Now, again, I understand this, in the real world, that don't happen, but I think it does. One action does not define you. It's how you repair that action. Because I keep trying to tell y'all, ain't nobody above it. No one. It's not what happens, it's how you handle it. Right? The game don't change, only the players, baby. The game is the same. And like I said before, y'all egos is massive, bro. Like, I'm surprised it's not, I'm just going to say it. Women who think like that, again, lady, y'all, hey, you able to feel however you want to feel. But how big y'all egos is, I'm surprised it's not why there hasn't been a woman on the moon. I mean, y'all egos up there already. You know what I'm saying? Y'all egos is up there already. Right? And I just want to say this before I let you go. I don't subscribe to the shit that men say. If she cheat, it's over. That's your ego too, nigga. Right? A lot of men don't want to admit the reason why a lot of they women cheat. Good women, right? Again, I still call them good, even though they may have slipped. I still call them good, Lucky, because maybe that man pushed them to cheat.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Maybe that man pushed him to cheat, pushed her to cheat, right? But y'all cut a woman off for doing it to you, and y'all did it to her I don't know how many times. When you should know when you out here in these streets fucking around that that's part of the game. But let's do this. How about you just be right and keep it 100 in your relationship? Both sides, right? How about when your man talk to you, you actually listen and take heed and do the appropriate actions? How about when your lady tell you something, hey, this bothers me, you listen and make the appropriate action? How about that? Right? Let's see how that work. Hell, we done tried everything else, but being right, but being correct and upstanding in a relationship. How about we try not making mistakes that other people made? How about when we lay down with somebody, we vet that person to understand that this person may be my baby, my child's father or my child's mother? Because as much as y'all try to say, I like fucking not because it feels good, the reason it feels good is because a baby comes out of it. Sex is not exercise with a great ending. Shout out to my boy Trill. Sex is to make a child. Right? So can a man be great? Yes, he can. Because your woman does not define you. Right? Can a woman be great after she cheats? Yes, she can, because a man does not define you. You're supposed to be a great woman in your own right. You're supposed to be a great man in your own right. The man you need to be for you. So again, your feelings are yours. You are entitled to them. But remember that when it comes to you saying somebody made me feel a certain way.
Did you hear what I said?
Remember that when you say, I lost myself because of him. How you lose yourself? When we start taking on the responsibility of us, everything will change. One action does not define a person. If it did, then a lot of us are hypocrites today.
We all done.
And if that's the case, Lucky, just send the asteroid now. Get the shit over with, bro. That's all I got.
Thank you, Rick, for coming through.
Oh,
I
yeah,
definitely knew you had something to say. I appreciate it.
I got you. Hey, keep standing on your toes, sis. I see you.
Yeah, it be a little difficult. I'll be like, dang, what did I say? You know, but
Yeah, the truth.
I appreciate the conversation. I really do.
All right, then. Y'all be easy. Peace.
All right. All right, y'all. This was a good stream. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. I had another conversation that I am going to talk about because I don't know if y'all seen this video, but this girl was saying how condoms are bougie. So I definitely want to talk about that. But just on this, y'all know my opinions overall. My final thoughts on this would be, does a good man cheat? I think a good man can cheat. I think good people are capable of making mistakes the same way we are all here. We are all born into making these choices that go against what could really be on our heart. So I'm of the belief that the same way we want grace in a lot of situations in relationship, that we could be very hard to communicate with. We can be just always have an attitude, emotionally all over the place, unstable. A lot of things can take place in a relationship that the man has to always give grace to us about and realize where we are. And when he does not do that, we feel like, I'm still a good woman. I'm still this, I'm still that. But when a man does something that hurts our feelings, we're so quick to dispose it and not forget about the family. We say, oh, you cheated on me and the kids. No, he cheated on you. If we're looking at just the action. Now, I'm not talking about those relationships where he's giving her money. He's actually cultivating a whole relationship with the woman. No, I'm just talking about it was something that happened, like most situations. And if we're assessing a good man or a good husband, right? We understand loyalty and faithfulness. I get it, because I'm one to say, like, you are just disloyal if you just a person that's just out here cheating on me. Or even if you cheated, you broke loyalty and all of that. But I'm also a believer that if you do make that decision, man or woman, and you're talking about you are putting your family first, what does that really look like? It's just like when you have children. Your child could betray all your discipline, everything that you think of. Are you not going to love your child? Are you going to disown your child? No, because there's a commitment there. And one might say, I actually birthed them. Okay, well, you actually had a family with this person. You took an oath unto God that said this. Now I get it. I said last night, cheating and adultery actually breaks the covenant, right? However, if you are choosing to stay, I'm not saying you're wrong for leaving. I think if you leave, you should leave if that's what you choose to do. If you don't want to rebuild and stay for your family, keep it together. But the type of relationship that I desire in my life means that I'm going to have to go through some stuff that may break me, right? That people would say, or may seem like it's the end of the world. As long as two people are willing to try, that means counseling. That means having conversations. That means change behavior. Like I said, that means I'm sorry gifts, all of the things. I've seen so many couples be closer once they get over that actual hurdle and they become closer. They understand each other and they're more in love than they were before. So when I see that, I can't ignore that that's not the possibility. And I also see women who are so quick to leave their husbands and their relationships, get with other men that aren't even as good as the man that cheated on them in the last relationship. I mean, good as far as being responsible, making sure that everything around the house is taken care of. You don't have to lift a finger. So because I know that and I've seen that, I am of the belief that it is probably, if you're going to get married and you're going to say it's about the family, then and you really don't want to stay, wait, raise your kids together and get to a place where it's just y'all. And if you can't get back there, say, you know what, I don't really want to be married anymore. But I don't think it's fair to say, you know what, he hurt my feelings or this is what's going on, unless it becomes toxic in the house. Now, I'm not saying you're making it toxic. I'm not saying you not cooking, you're not doing those things. Keep doing what you're supposed to do, because I believe you will always be blessed, whether it be with that relationship or someone else. But let's say you keep doing those things. Your kids are going to see that. Children don't really know what's going on unless you expose them to it, even the dysfunction of communication. So my belief is, if it's for the kids and it's for the family, even when shit seems ugly and it seems like I can't do it, what does that look like when we say it's for the family? You are going to have to endure some stuff that your friends may call you stupid. Your family might say, girl, he doing this. They might start sending you different things. People are already planting doubt anyway. So I think if we're talking about the dating pool, and most single people do not like their options out there, even the men who got all these options, they are still not getting quality women who have a certain mindset. So why are you in such a rush to get back here if most of the dating pool is turds and piss? So stick with your partner, work through it, and you will be surprised the type of people you will become, the wisdom that you will gain in a relationship and in your marriage, to where you then could tell your kids, you know what, your daddy did it. And this is how I got through. When your daughter experiences it, you have a way of experience. It doesn't just say go, because then what's going to happen is any little thing, she's not even going to self-reflect. She's going to be like, you know what? Under no circumstances should he have ever did that to me. It did not matter what I did or didn't do. He should have never did that to me. And now you're raising another culture of women who are okay. They can leave, but it's hard to stay. Now when they need advice from those women about how to stay. Yes, he did this to me, mom. Yes, he did this to me, auntie. But how do I stay with this? How do I get the strength to work through this? Because all I was taught is to go, go, go. Start over, start over, start over. Make new bodies, make new partners, make new baby daddies, make new. And that further gets us along farther from our goal is if we want marriage. So I think that in situations, like I said last night, it depends on the circumstance and what happened in that circumstance. But if we're saying a good man, that means that the same reason good women cheat, like Ricky was saying, if a woman steps out, that means that something was not getting met. That means that a good man was probably communicating those things. I'm not saying the communication where he sit down with you all the time. Maybe he's pointing something out more than one time. Maybe it's things that he's saying, you know what, why do you keep talking to me like this? Why do you listen to what they're saying over and over and over again? As you will see, they're basically telling you these doors are slowly opening. And when the door opened, you cannot control the girl at the gym who was just being friendly. And this is the time that he just wanted to have a conversation. His old friend from high school who they just checking in and catching up, and it could have started off innocent, but he needs a space. And you are not that space, because every time I tell you about an issue, you cannot even identify. It becomes me. Why are you saying this to me? Now you're picking one word up. Like last night, and this was no attack on anybody, but just when women are listening, they pick one word, and now it's, are you condoning cheating? That's not at all what I said. But we hear what our feelings, we're so ready to say what we not about to do. Meanwhile, he better be on his shit. I think that men, to be honest, if you are not getting your needs met, I don't agree that you should just go out. You should definitely communicate it. But if you are also communicating it, women need to understand he told you already that you're leaving the door open. It's up to you to close it and say, you know what? I do have a good man. Let me get my shit together. That's why I gave the Tyler Perry reference when she thought that the nurse was sleeping with her husband, and she wrote down both sides, and she said, you know what? Let me go get my man. While the girl in the house, even if I thought that this was the case, I'm the one who opened this door and made this even possible. How did I miss this? If I'm a woman that is supposed to make sure that the things in the house are functioning, that includes him, that includes his peace of mind, that's a large responsibility, then that means that you have that responsibility. Take it. So that means even when you failed at it, it's the same thing with your children. Even when you failed at it, you got to take credit for that failure. You have to take accountability for that failure. It can't just be, look at my man. You should be able to be happy with who you're with, and he should be happy to be with you. It should not be a man where he needs to check with you or do anything where you are the one that's controlling everything and he's running behind you. So I think men need to start off having some sort of boundaries and being better at communicating before they actually cheat. But I think that women have to be open-minded. A lot of the times we get cheated on because y'all be making it easy. Like, y'all be making men want to cheat on y'all. And I've dated women. You bitches is crazy. Like, y'all will make yeah, you deserved it. Yes, you deserved me to cheat on you. Yes, you did. So that's just my thoughts on it. I hope y'all enjoyed this stream. I'ma go and rock out, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all. Good night.